All right. Yeah, you're good. You look handsome.
Ah, you're just saying that because you know me for like 20 years.
That's that too. All right, welcome everybody. Or nobody yet. Welcome to another edition of Black and White. I'm Kevin Cunningham. Tonight, I should say, we are joined by Ben Baez, also known in the DJ world as the famous, the one and only Doctor Groo. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Round of applause. Everybody gets a round of applause. I have a bunch of people that sit back here just for the intro.
Let me mute this thing over here. Got it. There you go. How are you, Kevin?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Thank you for having me, man. This is insane. I love this show. This is like one of my favorite things on Twitch right now. I'm completely enamored by this show. I literally binge watched one, like every single show from.
You're literally blowing smoke. That's what you're literally doing.
I'll take it. It was awesome.
It.
I loved every single one of the shows. I love how it goes nowhere, but it goes everywhere. Does that make sense?
It says a lot.
I mean, no, I'm being serious. Like at one point in time, you were like talking about like music, and then jumped in from music to like drugs, and then from drugs to like, oh yeah, I used to skateboard.
it happens like that sometimes.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah, that's why we have like a like a somewhat concrete start time, but an open end time, because like you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, right.
Topic, things go off the rails a little bit, and people end up wanting to talk about things they didn't think they wanted to talk about. And,
I know it's like a truth serum with you. I hope I don't go that route. But yeah,
I'm not going to rope you into anything embarrassing.
Yeah, don't.
I don't think.
I have some people watching. I think. I'm hoping my family's watching.
Well, listen, that works in reverse too. Yeah, that works in reverse too. Just so you know, like I've probably said some things that, if my mom was watching, she may not know about me. Not bad things, but
Right. Well, that makes
nothing
sense.
too bad.
I tried to show my dad the whole connection to Twitch because he's got a Fire Stick. So I told him, look, this is it. This is what we do. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm done. And I'm like, it's too many buttons to push, too many things to go to. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, no, I'm okay with the YouTube. My dad says he goes into YouTube rabbit holes like almost every day.
Everybody does.
So, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
Yeah. So let's see, where am I at?
Sorry, squeaky my chair. My chair's a little
That's
squeaky.
Quite all right, my friend. That's quite all right. So do you realize you get like tampon commercials on your I'm not lying to you. It's about gaming girls that are not comfortable when they have their periods. This is a true story. I'm looking at it right now, and they're talking about it, and then they say, "Well, that's why I use Tampax." I'm not lying to you. It just came up on your thing right now.
That's all right, man. I'm a supporter.
I'm a supporter too. No, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I'm a supporter.
I mean, it's paying you. It's actually paying you for me to watch your. That means I have to subscribe to your thing. So
listen, people need tampons too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People have teenage daughters. That time's coming up.
Too. I forget that I'm with you. I forget that everybody else is gonna be watching, because when we're together, we're not normal. It's not a normal thing for me with you. We get so fucking crazy and so fucked up.
Well,
not
listen,
fucked
man.
Up, like
you know
drunk
what?
Fucked up. Like we. You got to remember the times that we were hanging out. There was no limits. We used to just go balls to the wall and have fun, and that was it. Me, you, Reese, Brian, Reese Urban, man. Oh my God, man. I love that guy. I love him.
Me too.
I truly, truly love that guy. That guy's one of my boys. He will be my boy forever. But
listen,
when we get together,
oh man.
When we get together, remember that time we went on that little tour in like up by your house? We went like to Indiana, Cleveland, and Kentucky, and We did this little mini tour. It was a bunch of like DJs.
I don't
Me,
know if that
you.
was me. I don't know if I was on that.
Was
I
that
don't think
JC?
that
I
was
think it was
me.
JC. I think it was J Crew. I think it was J Crew, me, Urban. Oh, I don't think that was you.
No, I didn't
Russell.
go on that. No, I didn't go on that.
It was just like a really little mini crazy tour. We did like 6 or 7 cities from Indiana all the way up to Kentucky and then back. And Reese Urban was with us.
Oh
And it
Lord,
was,
man.
yeah, it was not pretty. It was not.
DJ Trolls
Yeah.
in the Twitch chat. He says, well,
Yeah. What up,
what?
troll? What up? What up? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think like that was just like I don't know if it wasn't me necessarily. It was the combination of just the music and the people and it was like a recipe for something to happen.
right. Oh well, yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
don't think it. I think it
And
was not a combination
alcohol
of.
and I mean everything in we were already weird. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Then you had alcohol and just it was
Yes. I think it was a combination of all of us because all of us brought something to that table. There was
absolutely.
Reese. You could tell
Oh,
Reese to eat
dude.
like anything, and he'll just give me $50 and I'll eat it. Or I remember times we used to at Base by the Pound at seminar. My God, we used to just get so crazy afterwards, and like in the middle of winter, we used to go to either Reese Urban's house or I think we came to your house a couple
Yeah, because
times.
we lived together.
Yeah.
We
Oh, that's
lived
right. That's
together in
right.
Angel
Yeah,
Alanis,
that's
and that
right.
house was
Yeah.
just, dude.
Yeah. Remember the Yakmobile?
So we're gonna get into that. Again,
Oh,
listen.
shit.
Again, another
Crazy story
Reese
with Kevin
Urban
Cunningham.
story. You know what I mean? Like how come he's always in the mix somewhere? You know what I mean?
Somehow, I think Kevin is the source of craziness. That's what I think it is. They should call you CC or CKC, Crazy Kevin Cunningham.
Oh man, bro, that wasn't just me, man. It was everybody. So,
But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so when I started DJing I started around 94, 95. I bought my first set of turntables in 95. 95, I started listening to electronic music probably 90, well, electronic music as like rave electronic music in like 92, like the old
Right.
hardcore stuff. 95 got my turntables. 95, I started DJing. Quickly after, started playing some drum and bass and urban takeover stuff. Start hearing about what's going on in Chicago. Quickly after that, and just some people would go to make trips to Chicago because that were into drum and bass in Cleveland because they heard so much about the scene. And then I start hearing about you guys. I hear, Doctor Groo, 3D, Snuggle, Slack, Phantom 45, I think I said 3D, but you guys had such a
Danny Wildchild.
Danny the Wild Child. Sorry, can't leave him out. And I know there's others, so I'm not. If I leave somebody out, I apologize.
Yeah, you're pretty much covering, Jason Jellybean and all this.
JJ Jellybean. You guys had such a amazing amount of talent, especially in the United States. Especially being a UK thing. In Chicago, you had such an amazing support of drum and bass, and in a very house-oriented town.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I thought was also amazing. How did how did that kind of come to be? As far as, was it just something kind of natural? Was it just a collective of people kind of supporting the music, playing the music? What nights were big? Because
Yeah,
you guys had something
it's
really special going on.
it's kind of crazy. To be honest with you, for me, drum and bass started like the Stone Roses, literally with the Stone Roses, and it's not. It kind of collaborates with like Meat Beat Manifesto and stuff like that. I've always liked that break. That break has always been in my head, and I started off as a house DJ. There's no question in my mind that I started off as a house DJ. I'm not going to tell you when I started spinning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I started off as a house DJ. I mean, I literally like started. All right, fuck it. I'll say it. I started DJing for like gangbangers. I started DJing for like house parties in the neighborhood, and My
Were you
dad
playing
bought
free? Sorry,
me.
were you playing freestyle at all too? Listen, and I
I
don't
was
mean
playing
that because that
freestyle.
was a
Yes,
big that was a big thing. It's still a
I
big
was
thing.
playing freestyle. I
Yeah.
was playing freestyle, which everyone knows me. If you can ask any of my friends, I'm a fucking addicted to freestyle. I mean, you play
Nice.
me and Brian at Hot Jams. We used to play freestyle the whole day.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, yeah. When we first met Cynthia, it was like we are like, hey, bro, there's Cynthia, bro, there's Cynthia, bro, there's Cynthia. We are like, hey, what's going on? She was also very young, but I mean, whatever. Um, yeah, so when I started off as a house DJ, my dad bought me these really shitty turntables. They were the 100 belt. Remember the belt ones, the rubber band ones, the rubber band turntables.
Well, yeah, I think Jim and I made some belt-driven ones,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
well, there was some
These were
other
the
ones,
Technique
Stanton's, but
versions of those. They were the Technique versions of those. So he bought me two of them at the flea market, and I'll be honest with you, I think I actually bought them from Andre Lopez, and that's how I started. I literally started in my hall because we have a bar in the hall in my dad's house, and I literally just started playing with records. I think I might have had 13 records that I was trying to DJ with. And I started going more and more to the flea market because that's what Mexicans do on the weekends. They go get pozole and then they go to the flea market.
that's
and then,
messed up.
What the hell? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Mexican.
I'm not Mexican.
I don't know what
what you do. Would I guess
Mexicans do
market?
that shit. They go to the
White
flea
people go to
market,
flea
buy their
markets too.
aguacates. They go.
White people go to flea markets, man. It's not just a Mexican thing.
And then, so we used to go every Sunday or every Saturday morning, and then we'd go get our carnitas, our food, and then Sunday afternoon, I would spend all day literally just playing house music and playing freestyle and playing a bunch of other music. And as I got older and older, I found out that the Technique 100s were garbage. And my dad said, all right, well, you do this and do that. You get good grades and you do this, and I'll buy you the 1200s. And I'm like, all right. So I looked into getting the 1200s, and they were like, at the time, they were like $300 for like I think a pair or something. I don't know what it was. I might be lying about that. But so I started saving my money, and then finally got them. I got a really, really bad realistic mixer from Radio Shack. And that's what I was doing, was playing house music. I literally started playing house music for gangbangers, and I would just play house music, and I would suck at it. I would suck. And then I met this guy named Miguel Martinez, Madhouse Miguel. Do you remember him?
I don't. But what was your, real quick, so what made you interested, first of all, in getting involved with DJing? Was it just like you were into the music, your friends were DJing, or so how did that whole thing get started?
I found out that if I hung out with gangbangers, which I was doing a lot. I mean, I grew up in Pilsen, literally on 23rd and Wood.
But that's such a huge thing. I mean, even still.
Yeah, I mean, it literally took me out because I instead of me being that kid that was gangbanging, I was the kid making money off the gangbangers. They would literally just throw money at me to play the same song over and over and over. No bullshit. And then I was like, man, I'm making money off of this. Why the hell am I going to sit here and get shot? Even though I have gotten shot before, but it's not like, I'm like, oh yeah, like, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to go hang out with the gangbangers. No, they'll call me and be like, hey, can you play music for us this day? We're going to have a house party. I'm like, yeah, give me $100. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I bring my shitty speakers, my shitty turntables, and then I would start doing that. I would, after high school, I would just keep doing the same thing over and over and over, just practice. And then one day, like I said, that guy Madhouse Miguel, or Mad Groove, he was part of Incredibeats. I wasn't part of Incredibeats. Him and I were part of Incredibeats. But he used to hang out with Frankie Vega and Angel Alanis. They were Mush Groove and stuff. Do you remember them?
I do. Yep.
So he took me in one day and just like said, you're doing this the wrong way. I'm going to show you how to do it. And literally, it just like something lit in my head that I was like, holy crap. I've been doing this the wrong way, literally the wrong way. And I kept at it. So I learned how to literally play like a house DJ. I am a house DJ, believe it or not. When I mix drum and bass, I don't mix like a normal drum and bass DJ. If you hear Brian,
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
You hear Brian
Phantom
45.
Way. Yeah.
Phantom 45 doesn't play like a drum and bass DJ.
No.
That's what makes him him. That's what makes me me. I'm the guy that'll sit there and drag out like a song. I used to be super cocky, man. I used to be such a fucking asshole when I used to DJ. when I would lock in a drum and bass record and I knew they were locked in, I would literally walk away from it and smoke a cigarette and just be like this and just be like, yeah, look, see what's going on. Just locked in, I'd come back to it, just go back to it, looking for a record, tap it, see if it's going back. I mean, just like stupid, like I don't know, just like pointless like bullshit that you shouldn't be doing, but just to show off. I mean, just to let people know that you locked it in. That's what You're a house DJ.
Mm-hmm.
You play drum and bass like that. Like Brian. Brian is amazing. You know Brian very well too.
Incredible DJ.
Shit, man.
So good.
And that guy locks in, and he'll do the same thing. Walk away from the record and just be like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. Sorry, that was my email.
I was like, what is that? I thought
that was a Star
screaming.
Wars. That was a Star Wars. It was my email address. That's something. Go ahead. But yeah, I mean, I literally after that, like we started getting along with all the other like gangbangers and stuff like that. So I started getting into like bigger parties and stuff like that. And then Danny, like I said, I met Danny through when we started doing raves and stuff. And I met his brother because it's gonna sound really fucked up, but I met Danny's brother through the gangbanger parties. Which is Danny's brother's name is Joe. And that's how I met him. And I knew of him because he was like a hip hop DJ and a house DJ. So I had connected with him. And then he told me, he's like, my brother has sound. And I was doing raves, like little like raves at the time too. So I met Danny, and there's this kid, fucking a scratch DJ, hip hop DJ that I met because I was doing already jungle drum and bass. And Danny was like 16 when I met him, I think. He was like 16 or 17 when I met him. And he was just this crazy little kid that fucking knew how to scratch because his brother did the same thing. And it just, we started clicking, and I started playing more and more drum and bass and jungle. And then I got the job at Hot Jams, and then I started getting more jungle drum and bass. And I started taking pretty much every single record that came into Chicago. Well, me and Brian did. We were assholes about that. We started taking a lot of the records. We started talking to a Snuggles, Slack, and then and it just started growing and growing, and the Brockout came out, and I mean, it's just a mixture of a bunch of things, man. It was a good time. I mean, we had a good set of people that knew what they were doing. They weren't just like a shitty mixer or a shitty DJ, They were also just a group of amazing people, amazing cats that we hung out with. I mean, it was awesome.
Really great people. Really great people. I mean, especially
that time.
Yeah.
That time we'll never get back, man. We will never get back. Everybody that we've lost in between it kind of hurts that we've lost so many good people on the way over here too. So it sucks. We lost Black Eye. We lost a bunch of other people, man. But
because when I moved there in 98, 99, just touching on like the people outside of the DJ thing, like moving to Chicago from Cleveland, an outsider, the fact that everybody was so welcoming to an outsider and asking me to play and all of these things, I was, nervous about that, especially being a, small guy from Cleveland, but everybody was, quite the opposite of how I thought it was going to be. I'd kind of known Brian already from playing in Cleveland, and I had talked to Danny a little bit, so I knew some of the guys, but to come to Chicago and be welcomed the way that I was welcomed was really I think a testament to the type of people that were in the drum and bass community. And
you fit right in, man. You fit. I think that whole when I first met you, man, I was like, who is this guy? This guy's really good. And then somehow or another, we ended up talking. I think somehow, I don't even remember how we met. How did we meet?
It might have been because after the Brockout thing was big for a while, and then Phil and Bass by the Pound started doing the Bigwig night. So I think that was, it kind of, Brockout was great, and then Bigwig, so it kind of like the drum and bass thing was still growing and expanding. And then I think I met a lot of people at the Wednesday at Bigwig, and then working at the record store. I worked at Supreme, so I've been a lot of people coming in and out of the record store too, which is cool. But
Supreme was really good. Now it's a fucking what is that stupid store called?
It's a clothing store, isn't it?
It's a clothing store.
Yeah.
It's Urban Outfitters.
It's a
Urban Outfitters. Yeah.
Oh, is it an Urban Outfitters? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it is an Urban Outfitters. Yeah. It sucks. But yeah,
Josh
that
Mosley
record
is
store.
in the Facebook chat. Josh
That
Mosley, and there's another guy, Josh Land, who is a local photographer. He saw your camera shelf, and he was kind of drooling over. Yeah, the camera shelf. Yeah.
That little shelf right there.
Yeah, your little. But we'll talk about that later too.
Yeah, yeah. It's. This is what I don't use, by the way. That is what I don't use. Those are
That's just a collection. That's just a collecting shelf.
Yeah, that's a collecting shelf. There's another. I would say 27 more cameras upstairs.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, those are DSLRs though. The ones upstairs. Those are the ones that I use all the time. So if I need something, I'll just pull it out of a bag, or I'll put it inside the container and then put it in a bag and go out. But yeah, to be honest with you, man, Supreme Records was a really good record store. I love that you worked there. That was one of the record stores that I'd love to go to hang out with people, because everybody was close to that area.
It was kind of a hangout too. It didn't end up being a place where people just met and maybe listened to some records, but
it was
like
definitely more of a hangout. Yeah. Because Hot Jams was more. Andre didn't like anybody hanging out. It's kind of fucked up that he didn't like that. Oh no, it was like me and Brian always had people that we had to talk to. Like my guy was Brian Hitmix Middleton, Martin Boogeyman Luna, Bad Boy Bill. Those are the people that I fed records to. So if I had to call someone, or if I had some records that came in, I'd be like, yo, Bill, this shit just came out. You got to come and pick it up. I'm going to put it in your stack. So they would come in and just pick it up and get the fuck out. But then there was other people like Durkin. Remember Durkin or John Breaking Down? John Breaking Down.
Yeah, John Simmons. He's still DJing.
John Simmons.
Yeah.
They used to come in and just chill for like 7 hours at a time. I mean, I remember I used to just sit there for like, I'm like, you guys should just fucking work here. You guys have been here since like 10 o'clock at night in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. I mean,
but it was kind of like that. Certain DJs like to deal with certain people at record stores, their guy. You know what I mean?
You can at one point in time on a Saturday, you can walk in at one point in time and then have Jamiroquai, JK, like sitting there looking at records. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or Mos Def just looking through or Biz Markie. I remember Biz Markie came into the store and I was like, dude, that's fucking Biz Markie. And he's sifting through records. He literally took stacks of records because it's shit that he couldn't get in New York.
Yeah.
But record stores now, if there was a record store, it would save so many people's lives. And I'm going to get to that in a couple seconds. I myself loved being at a record store or working at a record store, but getting back to the saving lives, it made you happy. It gave you that endorphin like burst to sift through records and talk to people and make sure that you're communicating about what music is what and this and that. Nowadays, you don't do that. You don't get to communicate that shit with anybody, and it really sucks.
Do you feel like DJing in general and the music kind of also saved your life as far as not getting involved in the heavy, full blown into gang banging and because it is such a big thing in Chicago,
Yeah, no, it's my dad said there was two things that I could either do. I could either go to school or die. And I chose to go to school, and it's true. I mean, this is no bullshit. I've gotten shot a couple times just by being in the neighborhood. I got shot on the side of my ass and on my shin, just from being outside, from ricochets and just from walking around or just being in the neighborhood. I mean, it happened all the time. It was something that was normal. It wasn't like, it was very normal. Like now, how it's normal for people to videotape cops beating the crap out of each other or whatever, or cops being whatever they do. That was something normal that happened in the hood, but no one knew about it. So music definitely took me out of that realm, and it snapped me out of being a total dickhead. And I love the whole community of music, just like the community of Twitch right now. There's so many people that are just amazing, and the music community was like that for me back in the day. going to a record store, meeting people like you, meeting people like Brian or Danny or whoever the hell, whoever else was there. It was something that was so satisfying to actually talk to someone, and especially when it came to drum and bass, because I think you might feel this way. It's so cool to have a community that likes the same type of music that no one else likes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, because it was it's always, especially in the United States, it was the underdog,
Oh
the
yeah.
back room, the side room, never the main stage, and especially in Chicago, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Oh yeah. In Chicago, I remember DJ Sneak. You remember Carlos? You know Carlos,
Of
DJ
course,
Sneak.
yeah.
So there was a point in time, me and Brian, where we were wearing like drum and bass shirts and doing all this other shit, and we knew Carlos. Carlos is a good friend of mine. I mean, DJ Sneak's a friend of mine. I've known him for fucking years. He's a good friend of mine. But as a joke, he made this shirt that said "fuck jungle."
I remember that shirt.
Do you remember that
I
shirt?
remember that shirt.
So he came by and he goes, "Hey, do you mind if I sell the shirt?" And I go, no. And he goes, "Why are you mad?" I go, "No." I said, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll sell it, but I'm not selling it unless you give me a shirt." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, of course." So he gave me a shirt. And I remember wearing that a couple times. People were offended by it. People were like pissed off. Like, "Why are you wearing that shirt?" I'm like, "Because it's fucking funny. Why are you pissed off? I'm wearing the shirt. I'm a drum and bass DJ. I'm a jungle DJ. I thought it was funny."
Well,
They're like,
people,
that's stupid."
whatever they like, whether it's drum and bass or jungle or house or techno, are really all about
Yeah,
that
but
thing, like you can't, don't, like you can't like anything else. You can't play anything else. You have to be drum and bass or jungle, or you have to be techno, or, so people take that stuff really seriously.
well, can I just say something? I'm gonna talk to you about this, but so I got into a lot of trouble by not the community, but I got in trouble by other DJs. They're like, so there's a point in time when I was doing drum and bass or jungle at Debonair, and me and Brian were just like talking. We're like, "Hey man, let's bring in different DJs, or let's just do this." And I said, "Fuck it, you know what? I have an idea." So I called a couple of house DJs that I know. Some of them really fucking famous, like house DJs, and they're like, "Dude, are you kidding me? Of course I'll come and play for you." DJ Heather, you know Heather, right?
Absolutely. Phenomenal DJ.
She called me one day and she goes, "Why the fuck have you not called me to DJ?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I apologize." So I had literally DJ Heather, DJ Diz, DJ who else? Freak. I've had Tim Baker. I've had fucking Hyperactive. I've had, man, I the list goes on and on and on of famous house DJs that played drum and bass for us at Debonair. And I would get
You know who
a
else who
budget.
loves drum and bass? Terry Mullen. Absolutely
Dude,
loves drum and bass.
Terry Mullen got me into drum and bass. Literally, like one of his first tapes that I actually heard, I heard breaks in his techno tape, and it was a suburban bass record, and I couldn't find it, and I finally asked him, and he's like, "Yeah, this is the record." I'm like, "Boom, there it is. That's what I want to play." That's literally who like pretty much got me or pushed me towards the way of breaks and drum and bass. That's what it was. I mean, but it's kind of sad that people get pissed off because I have a litany of really amazing DJs that love not just their music but drum and bass or jungle in general, you know. And for me to give them the opportunity to play a different platform to a different crowd not only makes them happy, but it makes me happy and other people that would say, "Damn, now DJ Heather's playing drum and bass. That is fucking awesome."
But
That
it was your night, right?
Yeah, it was my night.
Your night. Okay.
My night.
So sometimes the people making the most noise are sitting in the stands. I always say that one.
That is very true.
You know, and if it's your night, you probably so what?
And that's what
You're more concerned about what I'm doing than what you're doing. Why?
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a
You're
quote.
just at a
I'm gonna
point
give
where
you
I don't care.
yeah, I'm gonna give you a quote from Brian. Fuck him.
I mean, you're really that
Brian,
concerned about that?
Brian is the best to have on your side and the worst to have on your side.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's
yeah.
the guy that'll be like, "Yeah, fuck him. Who gives a shit? It's not their fucking show. Who cares? I don't give a shit. Let's go. Let's just do this." and for me to have this amount of people that played that music, it was, to me, it was awesome. To me, not only it was showing me that they loved my genre, but they loved what I do. And they paid homage to all the hard work that I had been doing since 1990 fucking one. You know what I mean?
Now,
So
guess what? If you don't like it,
go fuck yourself.
don't come.
Don't come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's really
don't
that
come.
simple. You know, no,
And then
I'm not forcing you to go. You know, I'm not pulling. I'm not gonna try to make you. You know, if you come stay, if you don't want to show up, don't show up.
but don't be an elitist though, man. I don't care. I listen to fucking freestyle, dude. Don't give me shit, man. I was listening to ABBA like about 20 minutes ago.
You do whatever you want at your night.
I don't
mean,
give a shit, man.
you
I
do
listen to
whatever you
Hall
want.
and Notes every day,
Well,
without
that's
a
a
doubt.
little weird.
That's hey, don't. I'm
I'm
hanging
not
up, man.
judging. Well, I guess that is kind of
Every
judging, but good
day.
for, I
There's
guess
three
it is a
things that
little
I
judging.
listen to all the time: Hall and Notes, Portishead, and the Beatles.
That's
all the time.
weird.
Very weird.
That's
All the
cool
time.
though.
All the time.
But you're weird
Yeah, you know.
in a good
But
way.
Portishead to me, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the community, man. You know it. Like right now, I want to
Do
get
you
in
have
on
that, and you'll
this-
have that in every genre. You'll have that in house and
yeah.
techno.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
have the elitists and
yeah.
the purists. And it's a shame that you'd be surprised how many house DJs or even jungle DJs or whatever, techno DJs like other music, that play other music. But the problem
Without
is,
a doubt.
if they play it, you know, you get locked into this thing. Well, I'm known for playing drum and bass and jungle. I can't play that stuff because I'll either hear something about it, people won't take me serious, and I think that's just such a false perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what did you start off with? If you don't mind me asking, I know
This is funny. So I started off playing house music, started off playing ghetto house music, and
Yes!
you see underground construction, like, oh, the hard. Listen,
Yes!
IHR. I used to call hip house and urban. I used to mail order records from Urban, buying all the Dance Mania and UC and all those records from Chicago. He would mail them. I started playing all that stuff, and then also simultaneously all the urban takeover, like jungle and drum and bass
Yeah,
stuff. But
the jumpy jump
yeah,
up stuff.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
started
I mean,
off
that's
playing
awesome.
Chicago stuff.
I actually talked to Urban a couple of months ago, and he's doing a bunch of ghetto booty stuff. And believe it or not, when I was a producer, I actually did a bunch of ghetto music and a ghetto house stuff. So I've been saving it, and I found the DATs the other day, and I have to go find a DAT player now to go see how good or how bad my music is. And then when I talked to Reese, he's like, yeah, no, you literally have to give me those DATs right now. I don't care if they're crappy or not. We're remixing them and we're going to do something good with them. I'm like, oh, shit. All right. So I'm looking forward to actually getting to Danny's house to see what kind of music I produced back then.
So what has been, you started, so what year did you start DJing?
1980.
19 what? Roughly did you
I
start
was like
DJing?
around 11 or 12 years old.
11 or 12. So
Don't do the math.
1946.
Yeah, 1946. Fucking dick. It was in the 80s. It was in the 80s. It was around like 83, 84. I think I started 83, 84.
Did you have any, as far as breaking into the DJ scene and getting gigs and playing raves, did you have any sort of, were there any speed bumps that you had to get over to get booked and all of that type of stuff?
This is going to sound really fucked up. I had no speed bumps because there was no linear line towards me to have a speed bump, because I was the one throwing the raves and I was the one throwing the parties.
Oh, you're booking yourself.
Sense?
Yeah, there you go.
So I crossed that whole thing. I never had to have that barrier.
Yeah.
But even when it came to booking agents and stuff like that, I threw a party at Congress Theater. I think it was Prodigy.
That was a great place. Yeah.
Run DMC and like a bunch of other people. And I had the drum and bass was on the upper level, and I was playing on the upper level, and Danny was playing the next after that. and there was a booking agent called Gray Multimedia, and they were there listening to us, and they were the ones that actually saw me playing. And after that, they literally booked us. They literally booked me and Danny, and then Brian. I think it was Brian. Brian was already on Gray Multimedia, I think already, and then they got us, and that's how I got my booking agent, Gray Multimedia. And like I said, there was very little to stop me from doing what I wanted to do when it came to music, because there was no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just starting off. It was just the beginning of DJ like world. You know what I mean?
And there was not
So
nearly as many DJs as,
no,
than as
no,
there are now, especially jungle
no.
or drum and bass. But
Yeah, there wasn't that many. Like, I literally, aside from me, Roger, and Brian, and then Danny, there was no Snuggles, there was no Slack, there was no 3D. As a matter of fact, 3D was a freestyle DJ when he first started, and I remember like selling his freestyle tapes for a very long time, and then one day he just popped up as a drum and bass DJ or a jungle DJ, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, all right, good for him.
So what has been, all right, in all the years you've DJ'd, what, over 25 years now, easily?
Way over than 25
What
years.
has been the biggest accomplishment for you?
Right now, shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Proper right now. The Twitch community, how we went from like like a messed up pandemic, and I have releases, man. I've got stuff produced. I've gotten releases on Contaminated, on IHR, on drum and bass labels, on some small like independent labels. Those weren't as big of an accomplishment as the way Proper is right now with the community. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm very proud of everybody that's in Proper right now. Every single person that's in Proper, from Troll to Megs to Jen Symmetry to Nick Merchant to, I mean, Mona Lisa from Toronto. All these people are just, they are amazing, because they are what makes Proper and drum and bass what it is, not just now, but from back then. That community that you and I were part of, that's what we have right now with Twitch, man. We get to meet amazing people like the Juice Drum and Bass people, the Church of Drum and Bass guys, or 614 guys, or 916 guys, or I mean, there's just everybody that the community just held up and put themselves together. And right now, that's what I'm most proud of. Where Proper is right now, I am the most proud of right now. That is where my dad and my mom always said, don't try and be something that you're not. Make sure you leave a good legacy. But she says it in Spanish, and it sounds a lot more messed up the way she said it, the way they say it. Don't be an asshole. Just be, make sure you leave something that people can be proud of you about. And I think this is one thing that I can seriously be proud of. I mean, I'm trying to keep this alive as much as possible here in Chicago. And I'm not saying that I'm the only one, or I'm, the shit or whatever. No, I'm just trying to make sure that people understand that this is something that people enjoy and love, and hopefully will get to love for many, many years to come. You know what I mean? So that's what makes me proud of any, like, more than anything right now, man. I'll be honest with you, man. When it comes to drum and bass, this is the proudest moment I've ever had.
I think that's a pretty amazing statement, just for the fact that how long you've been doing this, over 25 years. And I think we as musicians or artists, whatever it is, you meet a goal, and at that moment you think that might be the peak, and then you hit another one, and you keep meeting these goals on your journey through the music world, And same for me, in the past few years, I've had things that have happened 30 years later that I never would have thought was going to happen. And then I was going to be able to say was another milestone in my DJ path, or whatever you want to call it, producer path. But I think that's great that during this journey through music, it doesn't really peak. You keep meeting these levels
they're almost like goals.
Yeah, like you keep meeting these goals. And again, I agree. Where drum and bass is right now, seeing the Proper streams, what you're doing with the streams, Special Ed, who does Boiler Kitchen. I had actually kind of given up on doing the live streaming thing because of what Facebook had done with it. It became an awful experience.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely,
seeing
hands down,
proper,
hands down.
seeing Twitch, what he was doing on Twitch, what you're doing on Twitch, it really changed how I viewed the live stream format because of the community in Twitch, the chat, how interactive it can be. It just is an overall a much better experience than it was before, which
Right.
has led me to go and get another controller and want to start playing music because I love to play music. So
Hopefully, you can play for us one day.
I would love to.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
No, I will. I will now. Now I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
now I can. So
you know
I mean,
what,
that's
too?
great.
And that's the funny part too, because man, I've gone on tour, man. I've done the tour thing. Me and Brian and Danny were out and about almost every single weekend for fucking years, man. I mean, and I can't say that was a huge accomplishment, man. I mean, I've done it all pretty much, man. I from managing nightclubs to managing restaurants to fucking managing tents at Lollapalooza and Riot Fest and stuff like that. That gives me all excitement. That gives me pleasure. But man, the thing because it's gonna sound really, really frivolous, but it gives me super like pleasure in it and like happiness to see someone enjoy something that we produced. You know, right now Megs, Jungle Megs, she's she's like the booking agent. She's like the director of operations for Proper Drum and Bass. And man, without these people and without her help and all the other stuff that everybody else is doing, whether it's Samantha Distinct or Jen Symmetry or man, Sean, DJ Misfit or Jason Intel,
Mm-hmm.
those with all the help of that, those people are pretty much just combining with each other and they make a great show. We make a great show. We try and make a show that's not going to be like everybody else's. That's why we do so many DJs in one sitting. We don't want to be a regular just run of the mill show. We're starting to change up things now too. We're starting to put a lot more breaks. We're starting to put a lot of more hip hop because I think that all coincides with it, doesn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's
So-
good to also have it kind of open up the format a little bit.
Yeah, we need to. You can't just force feed some like everything to them. Does that make sense? I mean, am I
No, of
babbling,
course,
or-
but I think diversity is good. You know what I mean? I think, and
Okay.
especially genres of music that did have some influence on drum and bass and jungle. For sure.
Shit. Yeah, we can
That's a
can
whole
sit here
nother
for another
conversation. Yeah.
3 hours talking about
Yeah.
musical influences. I
Mhm.
mean, come on, man. I mean, it's insane.
Well, who do I
Mary
need to
J.
talk
Blige.
to over at operations, since you have operations, about getting one of those hoodies that you have on that I've been trying to get for 6 years?
I actually have yours. It's over here.
Oh yeah, it's
Hold
in the
on,
mail.
hold
COVID. It's not in the mail. I'm hoping
It's
he's
right
going to
here.
get one.
Can you see it? Ready? Put
I
in the
can
box.
see it. Listen, I can see it fine,
It's coming in a box for you.
but I can
just have to
see it
order
at
more,
your
that's all.
house. I don't see
What?
it. But I can see it at your house. I don't see it at my house. That's
I know.
the problem.
You got my. I got your address. I just said
And
I
that's a
had to
nice
get more
hoodie,
shirts
man.
printed.
Listen,
I had to get more
I
shirts
told you I'll
printed.
even pay for it. I'm not trying to get. I
No,
don't want
man,
hooked
I'm like,
up.
you're not.
I'm not trying to get a hookup.
Dude, you're a legendary DJ.
I'm not trying to
man.
get a
There's
hookup
no
from
way.
anybody. I would just want to wear it.
I literally just sent out like 13 T-shirts from the anniversary winners.
You guys
So
have hats
that's-
too?
we're gonna get on that. So we're gonna try and get some hats done, some slip mats. I know that people want stickers and pins and a bunch of other stuff. So we're gonna try and do a lot of that stuff. sooner or
Jungle
later.
Megs, get on it. Head of operations.
She does all the stuff for the DJs and all that other stuff. I pretty much do all the rest of the stuff. She's
Well, that's
killing
why
it,
it
though,
takes so long.
man.
It's not like
I
you
have
got
other
anything
stuff
else to do.
man.
I was gonna say no.
literally
You
have
don't.
been shooting. I have literally been shooting kids and stupid.
You've been shooting
graduation
kids. I
pictures.
thought you weren't a gangbanger. What's the hell's the matter
No,
with
no,
you?
no. I meant shooting taking pictures of
Oh,
kids.
I'm like, man.
You're a photographer. You know what you mean.
Yeah.
What I mean by shooting. Jesus Christ. I was saying that earlier. I was talking to a bunch of people the last time, and I was like, yeah, I've been shooting babies for like the past like 3 or 4 years now.
Sounds
And
messed
then the guy goes, what? I'm taking taking pictures of babies. They're like, oh, okay, that makes
I've
sense.
been shooting babies for the past 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Jungle Megs wants she wants a
A
shower
shower
curtain.
curtain. Yeah, she
Yeah,
wants a shower curtain.
that'd be
You can
nice.
actually get that at the store. We have a store too. So,
You can get a
but
shower curtain? Are you being serious?
no, I'm serious. Hold on.
A shower curtain is one of the items you can get?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know where my dashboard is. Oh, there's my dashboard. Am I logged in? Yeah, you can get socks, you can get shower curtain, you can get
Wow.
yeah.
All right. So
I'm gonna selfless promote my shop right on your thing.
no, that's fine. That's funny. She said rinse it out proper. That's funny.
Megs is the shit, man. I love
That's
Megs.
funny.
Megs and I share the same brain. That's why I trust her with everything. She can literally say, well, actually, I will literally say, hey, I need to do this and need to do that. She's like, I already did it. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, well, what about this? She's like, yep, I already did that. So she's like 2 steps ahead of me in my brain.
I almost said something that I shouldn't say. I'm not going to say it because it sounds a little racy. So yeah. I know you and I are like that, but I'm not going to say it because some people aren't.
Hold it off.
I actually have a filter sometimes.
Yeah. No.
I have to.
Yeah. It's been great though, man. Like I said, that the biggest accomplishment, that's why I for us, when it comes to jungle or drum and bass, it's such a, and I don't know too much about the house community. I guess it is, but it isn't. But the jungle drum and bass community is such a short knit, like really close family, you know. And then now you realize more how close it is now with Twitch, and it just makes me even happier, man. I with all of this happening, I know I'm gonna hire more DJs now that I want to bring down to Chicago because they are just that amazing.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing too about, I'm sure you probably, as far as like with the Twitch thing, it also allows you to, now that you're doing things remotely, it allows you to have access to people, to have play without having them have to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not in person, but to some degree, you know, you're getting to have them play live on, you know, the proper channel, which is great.
Yeah. But we still want to be fair, you know. We don't make a ton of money out of Twitch, not like some other streamers do. But we want to be fair, and we want to try and pay them if we can, or just like with other shows that are on our channel, we want to make sure that they get compensated with whatever we make. We're not going to keep that all to ourselves. We try and stay super, super, super transparent, and make sure that those are my dogs, by the way.
I hear them.
Yeah, my wife is home, and I just want to make sure that we're transparent, so they get what they deserve. Like if someone gets, you know, a bunch of people like on a hype train or something like that, we want to make sure that they get compensated. I want to make sure that they do get a little bit of money or whatever the case may be. Even though it's not a lot, we'll still give them like subs on their channel or do whatever we can. I mean, it's just a lot easier since we are a bunch of different DJs and a bunch of different, you know, a collective of other things. We're not making money just for one thing, you know what I mean? So it kind of,
sure,
you know.
Yeah. So what has been through all of your years DJing? Do you have an experience through all of the DJ gigs that has been the absolute most horrible nightmare gig you can remember?
Shit, that's easy. Oh my God. And this is going to be for the Minneapolis. This is back a long time ago. I'm sorry, Minneapolis people. I love you guys. You guys are my family. I love you now. This was a booking agent booking, and I went to Minneapolis, got to the fucking airport. They didn't pick me up. I was there for 4 hours sitting in the airport. And this is not fucking funny, man.
It is funny.
Not only that, I don't even remember. I was so pissed off. I was so livid. I was calling Sandra, my booking agent, and she's like, Ben, she's like, someone's there. And I'm like, no one is here. I am literally where I'm supposed to be at. She's like, no one is there, Ben. I mean, she's like, someone is there, Ben. I'm like, no one is here. No one is here. So finally someone picked me up, and they took me to this fucking seedy hotel. I mean, I'm talking seedy. I'm talking like fucking, it wasn't even a hotel. It was a fucking motel. And then they were taking me to this warehouse. I guess it was a warehouse party. And as soon as I got there, the guy goes, I'm not going to be able to pay you. And I'm like, well, then I can't play. Yeah, and I'm like, I can't play, and it was dead. There was no one there. No one was there, and I think there was a bunch of other people. I think uh Demetria Paris was there too. I think Robert Armani was there, and a bunch of other DJs were there too. And I was the jungle headliner. And as soon as I got back, like to like getting my stuff ready, and then I was like, man, I can't play. Then I'm not gonna play. And then he's like, all right, well, we're just gonna drop you back off to the hotel. So they dropped me back off to the hotel, and I said, look, I still need to get paid, man. I go, this is my job. This is my thing. You can't do this. And then he's like, well, I'll talk to your booking agent. So I'm like, all right, fine. So I call Sandra back up, and she's like, look, I'm going to get you on a plane tomorrow morning. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right, cool. And so I was supposed to get picked up by the from the CD hotel, which I was literally scared to like actually put my body on that bed, because I felt like I was going to get bed bugs. And I got up in the morning. My flight was supposed to leave at 7 a.m. So I got up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I called the guy that was supposed to pick me up. Didn't pick me up.
Oh
And
man,
I said, fuck it. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is back in the day before.
this is
like,
pre-cell
smartphone.
phone era.
Yeah, this is this is before that shit was,
Yeah. And what I don't
So,
think people realize too, real quick, to interject, a lot of events were not held by Red Bull and Marlboro. They were
no.
held by ravers,
Yeah. Yeah.
people who thought they
yeah.
were like business people,
Yeah.
and
And it
like
was not
I'm just
just
gonna throw
raver
an
raver.
event.
They were like some seedy hillbilly ravers, you know?
So wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry. Sorry about the hillbilly guys.
So was there a
Sorry.
lot of? So you're saying there was all the shady ravers were hillbillies? Is that kind of what
No,
you're saying?
not all of
That's
them.
okay.
I'm sorry, but this was
Just
this was
most.
like some really bad, like fucking like I was scared. Like I don't get scared easy, man. I've been through a lot of shit.
Yeah, you've been
But
shot.
I was scared like fuck, this guy's gonna take my records, or fuck, this guy's gonna do something, or like no, I was like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to get out of fucking Minneapolis, dude. That's what I was scared about. And I was like, fuck it. I just said, all right, I'm done. I'm done. So I finally called Sandra, and then Sandra goes, I'm gonna get you a cab right now. I go, and I had money. I said, fuck it, I'll just take the cab there. So I got a cab. Finally got to the airport, missed my flight, and to get my other flight, it would have cost me like $400 just to get my flight from Minneapolis to Chicago, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away. Shouldn't have been that much, but back then that was a lot of money. You got to remember, this was a lot of money. 1995 was
Sure.
a lot of money.
Yep.
A lot of money. And I was like, all right, I'm done. So I call my booking agent, and she goes, you're on standby. Talk to this lady. Boom, boom, boom. I talked to the lady. I was on standby. 7 hours later,
Ooh.
7 hours later, I was still there. And I ended up seeing, no bullshit, Derek Carter was walking right. He's like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. I'm on my back. I'm on my way back from a party. And I'm like, what party? He's like, I go, that's not the party I was going to be at.
No, that doesn't.
And he's
sound
like, no, that doesn't sound like my party. He goes, no. He's like, mine was pretty dope, man. He's like, where are you going? I go, I'm going to go back to Chicago. He's like, oh, I'm going back too. So he's like, well, I'm leaving right now. He's like, what time do you leave? And I go, I have no idea, dude. I've been here since like 8 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, oh man, that sucks, dude. So he left. And then Mike Dearborn comes along.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like Dearborn's a trip.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I was at the party. I'm like, yeah, did you see Derek? I'm like, yeah, I just saw Derek. I'm like, oh, what the fuck, dude?
I wasn't
So
at that party.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Where are all these parties at the Derek Carter and fucking
Not the one
Mike
you were
Dearborn?
at.
Not the one I was at.
Not that one.
So finally got a hold of the girl. Some girl came by, looked for me. She had all these piercings on her face and said, hi, are you Ben? She was like all like jinkoed out. She was like sitting there like this. And she's like, are you Ben Baez? Are you Doctor Groo? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, here. She gives me an envelope, and it's an envelope with all my money.
For real?
For real. For real.
You got paid.
And I was surprised. I got paid. I was surprised. I was like completely surprised. But then I found out afterwards that Sandra, because we had so many people on our booking agent, that if this guy fucked up with me, she told him that if you didn't pay him because of all the trouble that he's been through, you're never gonna see any of the people that we have on our booking agent. And the guy goes, all right, I'll come up with the money. He came up with the money and dropped it off at the airport. And I ended up leaving Minneapolis airport around 7:45 at night.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Got home and I was like, all right, that just happened. That was the worst experience that I ever had.
And you know how many DJs probably have a similar experience?
But yeah.
Or two.
Without a doubt. And then there's fucking like amazing
of course,
like, situations
absolutely.
that we've been in. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Very good ones.
Yeah.
Not just events, but all the people that you've met throughout the years, and there's been a lot of good stuff that's happened.
From New Orleans to Boston to Westchester to Montana to Kentucky to I can. In the United States, there is a lot of amazing people, man. Take my word for it. There is a lot of amazing people.
So, since you grew up in the era of buying records, working at a record store, you and I both grew up in a time when if you couldn't get it on vinyl, you wouldn't hear it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That was the only way to hear the music was on vinyl and hear a DJ play it, because the average person wasn't walking into the record store just buying vinyl. I know some people were, but I know that if I wanted to hear all the new stuff, I either had to get it on promo, or you would have a promo, or somebody would have a promo, or the guys from the UK would come in and play all dubs. That was the only way to hear the new music. Now with the digital age, everything is accessible. Yeah, obviously guys have tracks that are, nobody else has, but, stuff gets shared and things like that. So do you think...
Can I before you, I'm going to let you finish this.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a problem? The accessibility of records that
well,
everybody
that's
can
what
get
I was
going.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I was going with this. No, that's kind of where I'm going with this. That having that piece of vinyl, it wasn't like a digital file, obviously, that can be shared and spread easily. Having that piece of vinyl in your hand was what you had to play. So do you feel that the music and the DJ industry has benefited? Has it been more of a help towards the industry, or has it done more harm to the industry?
I think it's done more harm. I think it and this is just my opinion. Please don't anybody. This is just my opinion. This is my opinion coming from as a professional. My opinion coming as a producer. My opinion as a performer. My opinion as someone that worked in the industry. My opinion that did A&R for a fucking record label. My opinion as someone that's experienced. And I guess that's where my level of anger comes in, because it's a litany of stuff that I could talk shit about, but I guess I understand because you have to change with the times.
Yeah, that's kind of. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know where you're the frustration, but also the part of it where you got to change with the times a little bit.
I have to change with the times. There's no way in hell, because you can literally fucking Shazam. You know who was Shazam? I was fucking Shazam at Hot Jams. Hey, dude, can you tell me what this is? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? And it ends like this. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
You just said I was Shazam. I was Shazam.
I was fucking Shazam. You weren't fucking Shazam. I was fucking Shazam. Hey, do you know what's the song that's like, it goes, oh, you have to change on me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's Cynthia. Are you sure? Yes, it's Cynthia. Oh, all right. That's nowadays you can get any tune at any point in time, almost at any cost, anywhere. You can get tunes from London. You just have to change. You have to you pay the difference. Whatever. I mean, it's a blessing, but it's kind of like everybody has it then. You know what I mean? Because you remember when Dread came out, no one had Dread. I had a Dread 10-inch press, and I was like just the only one that had it at the time in Chicago, and then Brian got it, and then we used to play it all the time. I mean, it was something that you had that no one else had. So when you heard Doctor Groo, oh shit, he's gonna play that Dread song. You know what I mean? Or or that new Mary J. Blige sample song by fucking SS, or the white label that no one else had. I think that's why I was a fucking asshole when I was working at the record store. I used to buy doubles and triples of all the tunes that
Yeah,
were
a lot
really
of people
good.
did that, so nobody else would
Oh,
have
you
it.
okay? So I wasn't the only one.
No, that was a thing. That was a thing. So nobody else could get it.
Wait a minute, I got a lot of shit from a lot of people from that. Seriously, so it wasn't just me
No,
and
that was
Brian.
kind of a thing.
Yeah, me and Brian used to be kind of like,
Yeah.
because it was me and Brian. Me and Brian were the only two drum and bass
Yeah.
jungle DJs that worked at Hot Champs, so we were getting literally the really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I would buy two, Brian would buy two, and then that would leave one. So some lucky bastard that we didn't know who it was bought a really amazing tune
Yeah.
that probably would never get played. But
also, so I'm with you on that, you know, and I struggle because we grew up, we know how it was before. So I don't want to, I'm careful because I don't want to be that guy who's like, you know, back in the day, you know, so I'm like,
lawn.
you got to change. Yeah. I change with the times. I also think music has grown exponentially.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God.
How many more
Insane.
drum and bass DJs? How many more tunes? How much? So while we may not like the format, some of the things that come with the format, it's also done some good things
I think
to
it's
grow the
yeah,
music.
hands down to me. I mean, I'll give you an example. Serum. Jesus Christ. That guy pulls a tune almost every other day, doesn't he? I mean, is it just me or does he do that?
Well,
mean,
there's guys making a lot of music.
oh
There's
my
people
God,
making a
it's
lot
insane.
of music. The rotation of music is so
Oh,
fast now,
it's
and
so
guys have gotten
fast.
so good at making music that it allows for a lot of music. So there is a
Yeah,
high rotation in music for sure.
I remember when I was producing, and the first tune that I ever made. I did it on an Akai uh 3000, and like I think it was an EMU 6400 and an ASR 10.
Yeah,
That
that was
was
a
my
sampler. Yeah, that was the
that
thing to
was
have.
my
Yep.
that was my sequencing program. And I swear to God, it took me almost 6 months just to finish that tune, because I had to master it and remaster it and get it fixed, and the samples weren't right. I didn't quantize the right way, and this and
Yeah.
that. I mean, I didn't have a mixer, so I had to take it to fucking. I forgot who I took it to. I think it was, man, I forgot who I took it to. And um, yeah, it was just a process. Nowadays, people can do it on the airport. You know what I mean? It was like something that they can literally do while they're chilling out at the airport, waiting for their next air flight.
And people have gotten so good and efficient. Like you said, you
It's
could be
crazy.
cranking music out
It's
and
it
good
is
music.
crazy, 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 crazy.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm with you on this. It's a love hate relationship with what is happening now. But then you have your, not elitist, but you have your true lovers of music, like Billy Catch 22. You know Catch 22, right?
Yeah.
Well, his fucking love for records, or Mona Lisa, or Dextra. Those guys, these people love their records, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate these people. I hate them, and I don't hate them in a bad way. I hate them because I'm jealous, because I want that. I have all those records, but I don't have the time for it, and I don't have the patience for it anymore, because I hate them because I love doing what they do. I love doing what they do, and I hate that. I hate that I can't do that anymore. I hate that I don't have enough time to sit there and go through records or tunes and enjoy them. Do you remember when you used to just get a record and be like, just cane the shit out of it? Do you remember that?
Yeah, you could do that because you were able to do that because also music had a much longer shelf life.
Oh yeah.
A new track
Yeah.
that came out, if you had a promo of something, you know, you and a handful of other people had that 12-inch. You know,
Yeah.
now
Oh yeah.
you could play something for a month and already all this new music's out.
Yep. Yep. It is literally washed out within seconds, because you can hear it almost everyone play
Hmm.
in about 7 different sets.
But I
And
will say people have gotten much better about, because if you get caught sharing something that you shouldn't share, or
Oh
giving
yeah.
stuff to people, like you get it's a small community. It's big but small. Like word
Oh
travels
yeah.
fast. Like you can get blacklisted real quick. Like
Oh yeah.
you'll never get another promo. You'll never get sent any more music. Like because people will ask, how did you get that? So I think people have also like gone back full circle. So like if you have an unreleased track, they don't give them away.
You know,
So a lot
that's
of
really
those guys
funny.
are the only ones playing. You know,
That's really funny because when we were doing Bass Drive, we used to get like Paul Zoo and Fix Colin and myself. We used to get promos sent to us all the time because they wanted us to play them on Bass Drive. And you know who that person is now? Lamos, John Lamos.
oh really?
Oh my God, bro. If you ever want to get some really like crazy tunes, I don't know if he'll share them with you because of that whole purpose of you not sharing music, but he gets a litany and a ton of shit, like promo stuff sent to him. He's like, sometimes he can't even look at it. He can't even go through it because it's so much. And I'm like, God damn, that's so insane. But yeah,
Well, there are still people that he is. I mean, like he loves
he's
drum and bass, man.
yeah,
So
man.
like I love John,
He's
such a
like
great
us.
guy, but he does a lot of research and looking and
Yep.
finding tunes. Um
He's one of the guys, man. He's one of those guys too that we used to hang out with back in the day, man.
John's a
He's
great
one of
guy.
those guys that, yeah, man.
Yeah, great guy.
I
So many
love him,
good
man.
ones. So many good ones.
Yeah. See, one of the other things that I wanted to talk to you about too that I when we were talking about influences and how people the community Jesse De La Pena was one of the guys that came up to me and said, "Hey
Another
man,
great guy. Great guy.
oh my god, that's one of the guys you should probably interview, man.
I
He's
would
a
love to. And you know who else was also he was a house guy, but he uh I don't know why he sticks. He was just always very cool to me. Actually, most of the people that came into Supreme are very cool. But Mel, why can't I not think of his name now? Does Whitebeard?
Hammond.
No, he was always really cool too. Uh, maybe I'm
Mm.
getting his name wrong. Anyway, I can't remember, but I think he hung out with Jesse quite a
Oh
bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yes, I know who you're talking about. But his name
I'm trying to
um
remember.
shit. Why you do this to me?
Sorry,
No, I'm
it's
gonna
the
try.
old age.
I'll try and remember, but yeah, I know who you're talking about though. Yes, used to hang out with him all the time. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Big up, Constant Jugglist in the Twitch chat.
Big ups, Wisconsin. Yeah, he's another record guy, man. These guys are all record guys, man. It's just these guys are. I used to love doing that shit, man. I used to. There was a point in time where I used to order from Nikki Black Market or
Mm-hmm.
from Suburban Base, and I used to contact them so much that we had a good rapport, and that's how Brian ended up being on Suburban Base. Believe it or not, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Brian is part of Suburban Base
I did not know that.
from Phantom 45. Yeah, I
No, I
shit you
didn't know
not.
that.
You can actually Google Phantom 45 Suburban Base right now, and it'll come up a CD that he did. Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. He still gets records and stuff from Dan Donnelly. I actually spoke to Dan Donnelly a couple months ago because I wanted to give him a big ups, and he never responded. Well, he responded. He's like really busy. He was doing some shit for Suburban Base 25th anniversary or some shit, and we never got a hold of him again, and that was it. But yeah, man, he's been you know he's been killing it with that stuff, man. I mean, they're still doing Dan Donnelly, Nikki Black Market, all the guys from CIA. They're still killing it, man.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? You think that that's good, right?
It's crazy to me how a lot of drum and bass is still being held down by a lot of the gatekeepers, man. I mean, the guys who were originally some of the creators. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great new talent, trust me. But
Oh yeah, no,
the
no, no.
fact that a lot of the guys are still in the game 25 years later, you know what I mean? Like, and doing
Do you
great
think that
things.
do you think that like I'm saying this now because I'm not at the point yet, but I know that I'm gonna be at a point where I'm just gonna be like, all right, here's proper. You guys can have it. I I just don't know if it's gonna be. How do I say this? I don't know. It's really hard to explain how I like doing stuff my way because I know that it's gonna get done right. Does that make sense?
It makes a ton of sense. That's why I typically do things on my own. That's why I don't do a lot of collabs on music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still do, but yeah, I get it, man.
I am scared. I am scared to let Proper go. I'm not scared to let Proper go but I am because I don't. I still want to enjoy my life, and I don't want.
You don't need to at this point, man. Like you got, dude. You're not. You have lots of time.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying because I'm getting older, man. I'm gonna be 35 in about fucking 24 days.
Jesus. Better put some boots on. Bullshit's getting deep. Jesus.
Oh fucking hell. Oh god. Dude, I was.
Your eyes look brown. You're full of shit.
Yeah. Fucking Brian called me the other day and he's like, "What are we doing for your birthday?" And I said, "What the fuck you think we're gonna go do? We're gonna go to Totonilcos and go get tacos." And he goes, "Well, that's why I'm calling you, asshole." I'm like, "All right."
He already knew.
Yeah, he already knew, man.
Yeah, he already knew.
He knows. Every single one of our birthdays, we do the same fucking thing. The same. It's like we got old man itis right now. That's what we do.
Hey, so listen, the 40s are the new 20s, man. Like DJ Troll's gonna be 48 in a couple weeks. DJ Curry, one of my guys used to from Cleveland, great DJ, lives in LA now, 49.
Big
You're
up
only
to
as
those
old as you
1972
feel, man.
guys right there, baby.
That's
1972,
right,
baby. Yeah,
Spring chicken, I like that.
I mean, it's. I'm not
It's
gonna lie to
head.
you. It's just. We're gonna have. So this is something that we should talk about too. We're gonna have. We're gonna have you for Up Close and Proper this May 21st, and not only that, but we're gonna have the guys from Bass by the Pound.
That's great.
DJ Glide and DJ Carbide, which is Jim Zimmer.
Great bunch of guys, man. So good.
Jim Zimmer and Phil McFarlane. So
great guys.
We're gonna be in a litany. I guess the word litany keeps coming up, but we're gonna be in a world of old man drum and bass jungle exclusivity.
Oh man, it's not old man. It's experience.
Experienced man. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It was.
Listen, I'm personally feel like I feel more locked in making music now.
Oh yeah.
And I've made more music in the past 2 years than I've made in the past 20.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, in my head, if I can actually sit down and actually work on a computer and produce, my music would be completely different than what it was when I first started because of the technology, because of my knowledge in music. I mean, it's
where you're at musically and mentally and place in your life, all of that takes part in what you make.
Even my mixes, man. My mixes, when I was in a really bad place, my mixes were really dark. And when I was happy, they were really jumpy.
Well, that's the greatest thing about music, man. It's either DJing or producing music, that whatever is inside, can come out. So
it's kind of funny because on one of the mixtapes, do you remember, you remember Bad Boy Bill, right? But I think it's Banging the Box number 5.
Bad Boy Bill.
I know. I'm just trying to say that because of the people.
I think everybody, although I'm sure there's some newer kids that don't know Bad Boy Bill.
So I used to work for Bad Boy Bill. I worked for him for a while. I used to do his A&R for a lot of the drum and bass, and so did Ryan, and Ryan did the label called Canvas.
That was the drum and bass. Yep. That was my first release. That was my first release.
Yeah, that was my third release. My third release on that label. And to fuck that up, they released it. And while they released it, they ended up putting Phantom 45 on the fucking cover instead of me, Doctor Groo.
That's because they wanted to sell some records. Oh, snap.
Damn.
Oh, snap. Hey, listen. I got a no snap animation that I can play, but I'm not going to play it. No, I'm not going to play it.
But yeah, so then it was kind of funny because I work there and I'm like, how could you guys fuck this up? I am literally right here and it is literally my track. So there are literally about 50 EPs with Phantom 45 on there instead of Doctor Groo.
Maybe they were racist.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't want the Mexicans in there. Even though all the Mexicans were working for him, CZR was there.
That's true. That's true. They couldn't.
Fucking Alex Peace was there. I mean,
that was just to look good.
Yeah,
No, but those
but
guys were amazing. Those guys are phenomenal. I mean,
those guys. I mean,
CZR. I mean, such a great producer, man.
yeah.
So good.
Oh my god, I learned so much from him. That's the person that I learned so
So
much
there was
from.
so much talent in Chicago, in
Oh
that
yeah,
city. You know, moving. You know, again, moving from Cleveland to there, you're seeing all the guys like in the clubs that like you just heard about. You know, like seeing Derek. Like that was normal to see.
right.
You know, Lego on Monday night and Mark Grant and you know what I mean. It was just so normal. It just became desensitized to it.
Yeah, it's crazy how I remember when I first started working there, and I was talking to him about drum and bass, and they're like, yeah, fuck this, this is stupid, blah 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 blah. And then they started realizing that that it was catching like speed, and I think he finally talked to, I think it was Diesel Boy, and then once Diesel Boy got into Bad Boy Bill's head, he's like, man, he's like, you should really start looking into this, and blah blah blah. And that's how the label kind of pretty much started. After me putting it in his head so much, then Ryan is like, yeah, let's do it. And it popped up, and right after that, on Banging the Box, I think it's Volume 5. Uh, Bill comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, do you have a couple of records that I could put in at the end of Banging the Box Volume 5?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I think I gave him like some really like jazzy stuff and easy music to listen to, so that people when they're listening to like the hard house, it mixes into drum and bass.
Yeah.
So I gave him a Omni Trio tune, and then I gave Wishing on a Star. So
Oh
he
my
killed
God.
it. Yeah, he finished it with Wishing on a Star. So if you look for
Nice.
Bang in the Box volume fucking whatever,
Yeah.
he has like 3 tunes on there, and one of them is like, or 2 of them are from like Omni Trio, and then the other one is like Wishing on a Star.
Nice.
And they played that mix on B96, and I was so excited because I got to hear drum and bass on the fucking radio, and it was like the biggest thing for me at the time. But I was like, man, this should be on more and more and more. And I was kind of like drawn between like, man, why isn't this music liked so much? And I used to get frustrated at the time, and that's where the whole thing comes in, where it kind of pisses you off, but it's kind of like you're the love of your life that you can never let go. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at right now, and I just don't want to let it go, because I may be older, but
Well,
I
you
just
don't
don't
have
think
to.
that it. I don't know. I just got to be a part of it. I got to be a part of it. I got to ask Phil and Jim Zimmer what they think about it too, as well, because I know where you're at with it, because you're obviously doing this. So
Well, I don't think there's
you know,
any reason to let something go if you enjoy it. You know what I mean? There's absolutely no reason. As long as you still enjoy it and, it's doing something positive for you in your life, there's no reason. Sometimes
yeah.
we'll overthink it. We overthink things
My
and try to make them things that they're not or whatever. But,
my wife says, she's like, aren't you a little too old to play with records or to deal with music? I'm like, dude, this is
well, you can
some
tell your
people's
wife the
lively.
same thing that you would tell anybody else who would say something like that.
Go fuck yourself.
Might not go over real well, but you can do it.
Hold on, I don't know if
Yeah.
she's listening. She's probably watching on her phone right now.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, "Fuck you! Remember you said that to me online? You told everyone to go fuck myself." All
Be
right.
like, I didn't say it. Like, what if I said it?
No, she's cool. She's just at the point where she doesn't want me to spend any of my money. That's where she really gets pissed off, because up until almost around
I'm
around
glad you're
a year,
bringing this up right now, by the way.
yeah, almost up until about a year ago, I literally would spend so much money on talent, on graphics, on stickers, T-shirts, shit like that. I
I
mean,
want to
I'm
give
gonna be
I want
honest
to
with you.
give a shout out to real quick
All
all
right, go
of
ahead.
the significant others in any DJ's life, anybody who has a passion, photographer or whatever, anything that requires a lot of dedication and spending money.
Yeah,
I want to give these significant others a huge shout out, because I know for even me setting this up, DJ equipment, cameras, there's not just the time, well, not just the money. There's a lot of time involved, and sometimes you're taking, something that you're passionate about takes time away from a significant other, so that can be taxing on a relationship, and I think I sometimes I don't think we take that in consideration, and I think
no, yeah, you're right.
they all deserve a lot of
She,
credit.
she knows that on my end when it comes to drum and bass or like my wife always says, because my wife doesn't really like drum and bass, like I remember one time I spun at a party and she came and there was a bunch of people just, like, whatever, like, oh my God, it's Ben, la 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 la, whatever. And she's like, why do these people want to talk to you? I'm like, shut up, stupid. I go, because and then a girl came by. She's like, I remember seeing you in Cincinnati, or I remember seeing you in Texas, and blah blah
Oh
blah. And she's
boy.
like, oh,
Who was that?
oh
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
oh boy. So my wife literally, I'm gonna tell you what my wife said because it's funny. So she said this. She said to my neighbors, because my neighbor went to go drop off my wife to go pick up the car. She's like, thanks, I really appreciate. It would probably just be me. Ben is being interviewed and at 6 p.m. because he used to be famous or some stupid shit like that. I'll need to stop by the bank. I'll need to stop out by the bank to pick up some money because it's gonna be a lot cheaper for me to pay cash than it is there. Yeah, and then
You know what? I take it back. You say whatever you want to your wife.
oh fuck. But you gotta love that.
Yeah.
Because she can care less about this shit. She can literally care less about
that's all right.
anything that I do. I could literally play for 100,000 people right now, and she's gonna be like, "What time are you cooking me? Like, what time are you cooking for me? What time are you gonna make me some enchiladas?"
That's great.
She's like, "We gotta go. Come on. Are you done playing with your toys?"
Not just her. It's a woman, No offense, women.
So she doesn't give me shit about the cameras.
Yeah.
About the camera stuff.
That's
oh my
good.
God. She doesn't give me shit about the camera stuff because she knows I do use it.
Well, you make money with that, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Because she does my bookings for me. She's my booking agent for my for my photography.
Cool. Yeah.
So, the money goes directly to her, and then she gives me whatever I get, whatever I get.
Nice.
So
yeah.
So we can also write that stuff off, so she knows all that stuff. She knows all the ins and outs about it, but it's just kind of sucky that when it comes to music or drum and bass or proper, she's like, yeah, I can give two shits about it. I really don't care.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. My Amy's the same way. She likes the music though, but
oh, she does.
And yeah, she loves the music. That's actually that's how we met through the industry and going out and stuff, and so she likes it. She doesn't go out really anymore, but yeah, she likes the music. But so what? Let me ask you a question. So, real quick, before we get into anything else, Ben and I have a mutual friend who we lived in Chicago with, Reese Urban, who was one of the guys that you'll hear me bring up often because he was a catalyst for shit to happen.
Oh my God.
So I'm just gonna bring up this one thing. It's quick. It's not a crazy story, but Ben, I'm gonna bring it up because Ben, I got that wheezy cough, that wheezy laugh. Ben coined his car something, so as most of our stories go, one night we were out drinking. I don't remember the details of this specific night. All I remember is...
Wait, was that cigarette butt roulette? That was cigarette butt roulette, right?
That's a whole nother thing, man.
Yeah, that was cigarette butt roulette.
That's a whole nother thing. Oh, listen, all I know is one night, it might have been the night that we did the Hour of Power, where you do a shot of beer every minute for an hour.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like a lot, but in an hour, you end up getting pretty loaded. I don't know if it was that night. So anyway, Urban apparently, we just were out drinking and we're driving back. Urban couldn't drive. He had a little black, I think it was like a Nissan Sentra.
It was a Sentra.
Was it little Nissan Sentra?
Wait, hold on. Please explain to them exactly the time of year it was, too.
It was middle of winter, wasn't it? It was the middle of winter. It was definitely winter. It was the middle of winter. Definitely
winter. And it was a below zero. Definitely
winter. Yeah, because of what happened. So
yeah. So go ahead, continue.
Urban.
It was freezing, like
really
like
cold.
Your boogers.
Chicago,
freeze,
for sure. Yeah. Urban, we're all intoxicated. Urban apparently had a stomach full of something red. I don't know if it was spaghetti. I think he had spaghetti that day.
I think it was. It was something
So
something
I think I
pasta-ish.
was either driving or you. It was you. I think I was driving. You were in the passenger seat.
I was in the passenger seat.
One
No, no,
minute,
no, 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 no. Wait, was it?
it, or you
Oh
might
no,
have
no. Yeah,
listened.
he was in the back. He was in the back, and I
He
was in
was
the
in the
passenger seat.
back for sure because
Yes,
he
I
was
was in the
in the.
passenger
He
seat.
was behind the passenger.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
At
Yeah.
one point, the window rolls down, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Urban just starts getting sick out the window. So he's barely get. He's barely. He's got like his head like leaned on the like, So it's
And he
kind of
just
just. It's
and
kind of
does
just.
one of these things.
Yeah. It's yeah. He's just kind of got his head rested on the side of the window, and it's just coming out. It's just going all over the side of the car. So nobody in was thinking, well, maybe we should clean this up tonight.
No.
No, I
Well,
wasn't
we were
cleaning it.
we also took the expressway too at that point in time too.
So the next day, the whole side of his car is coated in like
With
spaghetti
barf.
vomit. The whole side
And it's frozen.
frozen onto the car.
And so when he cleaned it, because
No, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt, but hold on. That
that's
stayed on there, I think, for a while,
For a
and it
while,
actually
yeah.
ate into the because it stayed on for a
It
while.
ate-
It actually
yeah.
messed the paint up.
it.
But
it
I
ate
remember the
paint.
next day. Going to take Ben home. He goes, "So are we taking the Yakmobile?" Didn't even didn't have to think about it. Just what are we taking? So we getting in the Yakmobile? Had to
Are we
get
gonna
back
get
in
in
the
the
car.
Yakmobile?
We had to get
Oh
back.
my
I didn't drive it.
fucking
Puke all
God.
over the side of it, frozen.
Oh god damn it! I'm fucking crying.
So from there on out,
so
we called it the Yakmobile. Like
from
even
there,
after that, it was just the Yakmobile.
every time I see Reese Urban, he always goes, "What's up, Yakmobile? What's up, Yakmobile?" I'm like, man, we should literally do a fucking track and just
Call it
the
Yakmobile. That's a good idea.
The Yakmobile. Oh my god, that to me though.
Dude, that guy, man.
And I know people have really good times, and I know people have different stories for different things. Yes, I get it. Your clique has really cool stories too, but I think our stories were just beyond fucking crazy.
All the time.
Like
All the
like,
time something was happening.
we went to another level all the time.
All the time.
We were always to another level all the time.
It became normal. Like we're
just a
desensitized to it. It was
normal thing.
normal.
Oh my god! And then the time when there was a point in time where everybody just kept on hitting each other's dicks, and I just really didn't like that.
Listen, there was
Do you remember that
that.
time?
There was the cigarettes.
The cigarettes burning,
it was
the cigarette roulette,
hours and hours of fun.
snorting tequila, snorting fucking.
Do you remember the hours and hours of fun where you would like do the rock scissors paper and then like punch in the arm until like Urban literally had a bruise on his arm that was it wrapped his arm. He looked like he was abused.
Then we used to cut each other. Remember the cutting?
I think that was Phantom was into the cutting. I didn't do any cutting.
It was Phantom. It was Phantom. Phantom cut me at Debonair one time.
He cut Urban.
Yeah, he's got a scar. He's got a huge scar. He's got a huge fucking scar. Every time I see Urban, he's like, "Where's that motherfucker?"
then at one point, do you remember that bigwig? I in Liars Club, I was bringing the Dollar Snatcher, which was like it was like this little toy that you would hook a dollar bill on it, and then it would retract when people went to get it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like just
fun,
getting people
man.
nonstop. One guy got so mad he grabbed it and broke it, and like thought he was like this tough guy because I got him. But yeah, I mean it was just nonsense all the time.
We had fun with everything we did. We had fun with everything we did.
Good times.
I mean, a lot of times we were very much. It was alcohol driven, but at the same time, we were just having fun.
Yeah, it was good times, man.
It was our time. It was the music that we had, the music that we loved, or still love. I'm surprised when I was talking to Phil McFarland the other day, and I asked him. I said, "Do you want to do this up close and proper thing on our channel?" And he goes, "Of course, but can I play?" And I'm like, "We're not."
Is he still playing music?
Yeah, man. He's playing for my birthday at Debonair.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
He's playing for my birthday at Debonair. It's gonna be me, Glide, Intel, Phantom 45. Oh shit! I shouldn't have said that. Oh well.
Well, it's too late.
Yeah, Phantom 45. Who else is playing? Danny the Wild Child. I think he's gonna end up.
Nice.
He's gonna end up playing. So it's me, Phantom, Danny, Intel, Glide, and I think one other guy. I forgot who else.
Nice.
I'm not too sure yet. But
All
it's
right.
gonna be good.
Nice. Let's
We're
get
gonna do
into
an all
some.
vinyl set.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna get into some personal stuff about you.
Shoot.
Well, I already know the first. Well, that's not true. And you know what? I shouldn't say that because that sounds very racist of me. After I ask this, you're gonna know why I act like I already know what your favorite food is, but it's not. Anyway, so what's your favorite food? Favorite thing to eat? If you could have one thing the rest of your life, what would you eat?
Al pastor tacos from Matotonin.
See, that's I was gonna say I knew it, but that sounds racist.
No, but I mean it's
because
true.
You're Mexican. I'm like, well, of course you you want to eat Mexican food.
Do you know what Mexicans call Mexican food?
What?
Food.
That's yeah. I mean, I just, you're so witty.
My dry humor gets you all the time.
Oh, you got me. Nailed it.
I got you.
Oh, you got me. Good one, Ben. Good job.
But it's to me, it's like fucking. That's it, man. I'm done. I mean, it's what I grew up with, man. So to me, yeah, I'm in all day.
Food you dislike the most?
Oh fuck.
What do I
get?
I don't like the word the hates. I don't like to say hate, but.
Oh no, I hate. There's food that I hate, but I just don't know. Let's go back to let me think about that one, and then you can ask me the second or the third one, or whatever you can ask me the next.
We'll go back to that one. All right.
All right, we'll go back.
Bad habits.
Oh my God, I have a bad habit of double checking everything.
Is that a bad habit?
It's OCD bad habit.
What about personal health? Well, I guess okay.
Oh, personal health? Soda.
Yeah.
I am addicted to Coca-Cola. I'm addicted to soda. Like I am addicted to soda. I am fucking full on.
That's very real.
Addict.
That's very real.
And it's very, very real.
It
like
is.
I am fully on like crackhead fucking addicted to soda. Like if I don't have it, I'm freaking out. When I'm editing, when I'm in post and I'm editing like 6,000 pictures, there is literally 2 liters in my refrigerator around the corner from here that I can kill in just one sitting.
That's
and
crazy,
it's so
man.
bad for me. It's so fucking bad. It's so bad. I used to smoke.
But you're done. Listen, do you mind? Are you? Maybe I shouldn't ask you. Like health wise, are you diabetic?
I am diabetic. Well, I just found out that I was diagnosed wrong because I was diagnosed by my old doctor. And my old doctor diagnosed me because of my mom and my dad and my sister, because my family's diabetic. And I recently went through a bunch of problems because they were giving me medicine that I didn't need to take. So it was fucking up my whole ecosystem, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I found out that I'm not diabetic. I found out that I'm hypoglycemic.
That's interesting.
My blood sugar shoots down lower than it does so like right now I haven't eaten yet, but I'm about to eat because I'm going to make dinner for my wife. So my blood sugar is normal because I can see it on my iPhone. My blood sugar will tell me exactly what I am, where I'm at. If it gets lower than 65, then I should probably get a soda in me or an apple but my sugars are never high. My sugars are never super high, so that takes me away from the diabetic.
Well, I guess that's good. Yeah, I guess that's good.
But I still need to check my blood like every fucking diabetic because I'm hypoglycemic. Because my blood sugar gets low, my vision goes really bad. I get super dizzy. My mouth gets dry. My nose gets watery. So I've been checking my nose a lot right now, but it's just from the allergies from being outside earlier.
DJ Troll was saying that he has a old skateboarding friend who used to have a 2 liter of Coke in every room when they were kids, and he still has a problem with it. Yeah. And I know a guy who used to drink like no, I'm not even joking, a case of Mountain Dew a day.
I'm not that bad.
Not joking.
Okay, I'm not that bad.
That was for real.
That's not super healthy, man. Your pee starts smelling really bad when your kidneys can't take in that sugar, man. Bad
stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you think people.
I figured out what I like, what I hate.
What?
Sorry. When people use um the food that I hate is like flour tortillas and anything. When people use
Still Mexican food, just flour tortillas.
Yeah, I mean, for us, flour tortillas for us is kind of like a.
I like how
different...
you're talking very white, but then when you say like the Mexican like word like it goes, yeah. I like how people take tortillas and it turns into like.
It's a force of habit.
The one word has the proper inflection and everything. Yeah. So the one thing I hate about.
Yeah. So when I'm talking to Miguel, I'm not gonna say Miguel. I'm gonna say Miguel. So I'm not. If I'm gonna talk to Juan, I'm not gonna say Juan.
Yeah, no, it's great. I like it.
Still comes out the same thing.
Yeah, it seems more authentic. I like it anyway.
but when people use like flour tortillas for
you even did flour. You even did flour. Flour tortillas. Flour tortillas. How do I do it?
I just can't. I
flour
can't do
tortillas. Flour tortillas.
Flour tortillas. I just can't. I just don't like anything that has and any type of food that it has flour tortillas.
You had to really try for that. Yeah, you almost had to go hillbilly. You almost had to go hillbilly to not like. You had to go beyond white to hillbilly. You like overcompensated. Yeah, I don't like flour tortillas either.
Flour tortillas. Them flour tortillas with them quesadillas.
I'm not gonna say it. There's a word for. No, I'm not.
Yeah, don't.
Cowboy hats really and cowboy boots.
When my friends come from out of town and I'll make like food for them and I'll make like just authentic Mexican food and whatever, and then they'll ask me for a shell and it freaks me out and I don't know what the fuck they're asking me for, and they're like, yeah, can I get a shell? Do you have any more shells?
Oh yeah, you.
What the fuck are you talking about? They're like, yeah, a shell, like a tortilla, and I'm like, oh, a tortilla.
They're waiting for you to pull out the Ortega taco kit.
Oh, don't get me wrong. My mom whitened our taco game a lot of times when I was a kid.
Oh,
and
that's all right.
I was very confused because she would just get the packets and then
sometimes it's for convenience, man.
Oh yeah, and then I just learned. I learned by myself. So then I didn't have to fucking do it, or my mom didn't have to do it. I just did it myself the way I wanted to. So my mom was super happy. She's like, "You want to cook? Go right ahead."
You stepped up. You stepped up the game. I like that.
That's what started me from cooking, or because my mom was giving me Ortega fucking tacos, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna do this myself. Don't get me wrong, I still do that at home sometimes. Don't get me wrong.
It's all right.
When I want to make my wife happy, I just want to do. She wants to just give me the white version of tacos. I'm like, all right, I'll give you
the white version of tacos.
Yeah. Dude, when I make tacos, I don't make them from a bag. I make them from scratch. I literally make them from scratch.
The white version of tacos are tacos.
Tacos.
Them tacos. Make me some tacos.
Fucking tacos.
That's when you know she wants the white tacos. When she wants the authentic one, she goes, make me some. I want some tortillas.
Tortillas.
I want some tortillas, flour tortillas. No, I want some corn tortillas, please.
Shit.
All right, so what do you think people misinterpret the most about you?
Oh my God. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm definitely what you are. What I am. What you get, man. I'm fucking loud. I'm obnoxious. I'm a know-it-all. I don't know, man. I mean,
maybe nothing.
No, I mean, I try and be as nice as possible. I try to never burn a bridge, man. That's what I try to never burn a bridge. And if you come at me wrong, I will probably come at you.
Well, sometimes that's not on you, whether or not you burn. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I try and tend to be a good person, man. I try and tend to be transparent, man. I mean, if they perceive me to be something that I'm not, then I mean, that's on them.
Sometimes, it's on them.
Yeah, cool. I don't know. I just can't. I can't say. I used to be a bad person, man. I used to be a really bad person. Back in the day, I used to be a bad person, but now I'm not. I try to make sure that I leave I go through since when my mom passed away. I kind of try to take it take things a little bit different and make myself a little bit better than I used to be. And my mom always said that to me. She's like, you got to make sure you whatever you do, you leave that path that makes people think that you did something good. And I try to do that. It's almost like when they say, "What do you think you're going to leave as a legacy?" You know what I mean? It's almost the same thing. What kind of legacy are you going to leave? And that's what I'm thinking about now. Like I hate to say it, but with all the people that have been passing away and all my friends that have been passing away, I try to think of them in the good things instead of the bad things. You know what I mean? And I want that for myself.
You're all grown up. That's good stuff, man. And that's
Yeah.
part of what life's all about. The journey.
Dude, I own a fucking house, man.
And good for you. Look at that. Homeowner
I'm all
and everything.
grown up.
Yeah, I
I'm
want
all
to come
grown
over.
up.
I want to come over and swim in your pool so I can pee in it.
Dude. So there's a misleading thing, and I tell everyone this. Everybody always thinks that there's an actual chemical that
It
they
does
use.
not exist.
It doesn't exist. It does not
It's a
exist. I
myth.
can tell you that right now. It's all bullshit. But when people do come into my pool,
Listen, you want to know how? You want to know how you're going to know if I pee in your pool? It's going to be
eyes,
yellow.
Yeah. No.
There's the color you're going to see, yellow.
There's so from all the Mountain Dew you've been drinking.
Or I could do a Caddyshack to you and take a dump in your pool.
Yeah. What's the problem? Take a bite out of it.
I don't feel like getting out.
I don't feel like getting out yet. No, you can just tell, like, when people just have the face, they're like, oh.
Yeah, J-Land. Yeah, that's All Grown Up. Swinger is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
That's the shit.
So
Yeah.
you are 49?
Yes.
49.
Yes.
49 years of life. If you could go back, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Shit. Invest in Apple.
Okay, let me aside from like the lottery numbers and ways to win money,
Okay. No,
life things.
Save your money, man. Save your money. I was at a point where.
So do you mean that, obviously I know save your money, but do you mean also with maybe spending wise, maybe spend more,
wisely,
careful what you buy and maybe not get so consumed by material things, because sometimes we do, I mean, I like my gadgets, trust me, but
I'm a gadgets guy. And that's the thing that really kind of consumed me a lot. And I think, like, I didn't need fucking 3 EMU 6400s. Did you? No.
I don't need most of the stuff that I have.
No, I didn't need 3 fucking EMU 6400s.
But there's a balance too. I don't need some of the stuff, but some of the stuff that we have allows us to be productive in life, or to DJ, or to give back. The stuff I have allows me to give back in a certain sort of way. You know what I mean? This
is a D700. This is a legacy camera. This is a fucking legacy camera.
Why do you gotta swear so much?
Oh, sorry.
Kids are watching.
Kids, sorry. I apologize, kids.
You don't even mean that.
That is a legacy camera. That is a camera that when it first came out, I didn't have the money for it. But now that I was able to find someone that had a very low actuations count on it, I bought it. I paid $300 for it. The guy didn't know what the hell he had, and now I have it. You know what I mean?
Josh Land in the Twitch chat is a Cleveland photographer, a great photographer. He's probably getting a boner right now. He's getting a camera boner. That's a real thing.
That camera, I could have literally bought it for $4,000, $3,000 when it first came out, but I just didn't have the money for it. And now that I have money, or that I did have money, or whatever, I'm able to buy something that I really, really wanted. I don't need that camera. I don't need it at all. I have another 5 FX cameras in there that I'm way better than that camera.
Yeah.
But that's just a legacy camera. I want to be able to have it, and I want to be able to use it. So when I say save your money, I mean save your money because you're gonna need to live. I mean, you're gonna lead to like make sure you're taken care of, your parents are taken care of, or your wife is taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have a good job, still save your money, save your money, save your money. I mean, if my 18-year-old self would have said, yeah, no, I'm not saving my money. I'm gonna spend it
Sure,
all on fucking,
absolutely. For sure.
but
I mean, your 49-year-old self still probably says that.
I'm still like that
No, but you're
17-year-old
better.
or
You're obviously,
18 year
but
old.
you're better. Yeah,
Yeah.
we get
Oh
better at
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. 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 I mean, I try and do whatever I can, man. My 18-year-old self would have been, at that time I was still getting out of college, whatever it was, and I just didn't, I mean, yeah,
But sometimes
yeah.
the things that we love to do with work or passions or hobbies require some money being
Yeah.
spent.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So sometimes it can be excessive, but sometimes it isn't about I'm just looking to spend money. It is, a
I
legitimate, cost.
I, I don't need
No, you
three
probably don't
types of
need that.
mice.
Well, you don't need that.
I don't need three types of mice.
Probably
I
not.
don't.
You're
I
kind of a
don't.
hoarder. You're like kind of like a
I
tech
don't
hoarder.
need. I don't need a loop deck that costs $300. I don't need well, I do need the
Listen,
loop
you
deck.
better be
Actually,
careful what you're saying, man. Your wife's gonna be like, "Oh, you don't need all this stuff. You better go sell it. Garage sale this weekend." Then why do you have it? You better be
I
real
use the loop
careful.
deck. Actually, I use the loop deck all the
You
time.
better
I
be
just haven't
finding
connected it.
reasons that you need all that
Yeah,
stuff real soon.
I do use the loop deck all the time because that's what I use for editing. So when I'm doing batch editing, it's what I use.
There
So,
you go.
yeah.
There you go. Nice save.
Nice save. Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good
Yeah.
job. Yeah, anything expensive, don't say you don't need it.
So that whole shelf right there.
Yeah, let's get a. Yeah, how many cameras are on that shelf?
Hold on. Let me see if I could do this with my phone. Hold on. Let me see if I could do it. Since I got a new camera and I can use it, I
mean,
can zoom into the area. Let's see if I could do it. Hold on. Let's see.
Well, I have pretty much the whole. Well.
There it goes. I did it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna be the first. Listen, man, I'm gonna say something.
So the top shelf. So the top shelf right there.
Yeah.
Those are legacy cameras too. That one top one, that black Nikon one, that one I got at an estate sale in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in a box with a canvas bag, and no bullshit. The guy that sold it to me didn't know what he had, and that's an M series camera. That camera right there is worth $5,000 because it's an M series. The M series. Most Nikon film cameras are F series. Like most of the Nikons are F series, but that's an M series. So that's an expensive ass Nikon. That is a 35 millimeter limited edition Nikonama Kijuwara.
Yeah, there's one or two people that know what you're talking about, but yeah, I get it.
But that's one of the most famous black. But the really cool story about that camera is that the camera came in a bag, in a canvas bag, and in a box, and it still had film in it, and it had dog tags in it. And
wow,
I found out later that the guy that took it worked for the AP News in Vietnam, and it was a photographer. His name was William Jenkins.
Oh, that's crazy.
And yeah, and I ended up contacting his family, and I gave him all the photos, everything. Yeah, I found out who they were. Yeah.
Whoa.
He ended up dying in 2002, and I gave his family the dog tags, all the film, and I developed the film that was in there. And I asked him if he wanted the camera, and he goes, "No." He's like, "You would appreciate the camera more than we would."
Man,
Thank
that's
you so
excellent.
much for giving this. Tell me that's not a
yeah,
fucking
no,
great
that's
story.
awesome, man. It's a great story.
Yeah. The bottom cameras right there, those cameras are all DSLR cameras.
It's crazy.
And those are the DSLR cameras that I don't use. The bottom cameras, those are Intex cameras, and those are the Polaroid series cameras. They're still in a box. Some of them are still. Two of them don't work. One of them I dropped by accident, but the rest of them do work. Every single one of those brownies works, and then the Rolleiflex, those work too. Oh, and there's a limited edition. Hold on, let me zoom out.
Well, they don't all work anymore.
Polaroid in the box.
Wow.
It's
That's
still
crazy.
in the box. Yeah, and it still works. It still works. This works still. Yep. I am crazy.
We do have an enabler in the chat. DJ Mona Lisa says she doesn't think you have enough cameras.
Well, those are the cameras that I don't use. The cameras. Oh, and check this out. You want to see something really cool? Let's see if I can do this. Ready?
What are you doing?
That is a miniature camera that works and everything. That takes 1.6 millimeter camera film, and it works. See? And guess what I found on eBay? The film.
Wow.
Yep. That is no bullshit, my friend. That is real deal right there. This camera right here is worth $900. And it works. The film is inside, ready to scroll in if I wanted to use it. And check this out. I found the brother to it. The step below to that one. And the sister. This is the newest version of it. That one came out in 1977.
Okay, I thought that you had a problem prior to seeing this stuff. Like it was like, I think he's got a problem.
And
you definitely have a problem.
This is the video camera that goes to all of those. Yeah, and that does not work though. This one I can't find a film for, and it's missing the ping, the ping that actually goes to it. You can hear it. Oh, here. So it doesn't stay locked. So it does stay locked. Oh, huh. Well, I thought it. Oh, yeah, there it goes. So, yeah. Yep. I do have a problem.
I don't know whether to be happy or sad for you. I think I'm more happy for you.
My wife, actually, to be honest with you,
because you were just really excited about that. Like I could tell you were real excited. So excited. That's great.
I am like beyond excited about that. Like so
wait a minute.
There's a Minolta TLT back there. That's a Japanese Minolta, because most of the Minoltas come from the Philippines or used to come from the Philippines. But that Minolta, because it's made in Japan, is one of the most like highly respected cameras in the world. And the reason I got it was just by coincidence. And one of my friends' moms or dads died. And they said, "Hey, Ben, do you want to check out the stuff that my mom and dad have?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. I'll come and check it out." So he's like, "Yeah, it's a bunch of cameras, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, looked at it and I'm like, "Do you know what this is?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "What is it?" It's a camera, right? And I said, "Yeah." I go, "This is like an insanely like highly like sought after camera." I go, "Do you want to sell it to me?" And he's like, "I'll give it to you." And I go, "How about I give you like $1,000?" He's like, "No." He's like, I just take it. I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "How much is this worth?" And I go, "Well, this is a sought after camera." And he's like, "No, man, just take it. Don't worry about it." I'm like, I sat there for like 10 minutes and looking at him like, can I give you something? He's like, "Just make me food one day." And I'm like, "All right, I'm done. Let's just do it."
Okay.
Yeah. So
deal.
That Minolta's sitting in my house, and they work. Every single one of them. I changed all the fixing pens on them. I changed all the shifters on them for the film shifters. I think one of them, the ISO clip doesn't work, but it's easy to get fixed. I just have to find a part for it on eBay and then fix it. So that's what I do too. I do repair and I do fix a lot of the cameras. I am certified to actually repair and clean anything from Fuji to Minolta to Nikon to Canon.
Nice.
I'm getting recertified for mirrorless cameras at the end of May, and then we're good to go again.
Excellent,
so if you ever
man.
need your camera clean,
that's awesome.
I have a whole cleaning station right there on the other side. On this side, there's a top table with a cleaning station and anti-shock clip so that I clip it on my clothes. So did you hear me say shit earlier? Like I said it a couple times.
Yeah.
because it's so staticky in here. So when I get up,
Oh, I
it
got
just
you.
shocks
It's
the
like an
shit out of me.
anti-static mat, like whatever,
Yeah.
something like that.
So when I go to my cleaning table for my cameras, I have to put that clip on, because if I don't put that clip on, and then I have something electrical on my body, and then I look into your camera, and it'll just shock the shit out of it and fuck everything up. So I mean, mess
cool.
everything up.
That's
Sorry.
crazy.
Yeah.
But you also listen beyond the cameras. You also collect sunglasses and cologne.
I do collect sunglasses.
That's what Jungle Mags was saying. Listen, it's not just cameras, and I'm finding out now. You're a hoarder. You're just an organized hoarder. Oh, here we go. He's bringing out the stash. What the hell's the matter with you? This is the guy that just. I tried to ask him a serious question. This is the guy that was just saying, "Save your money. Save your money."
There's 3 more boxes of sunglasses.
Well, maybe
listen.
Maybe listen. Maybe when you're 80, you can come back and tell your 49-year-old self, "Save your money."
Stop buying. Save my money. That's why I said that, man. Well, I'm gonna. Oh shit!
Still working on it.
Shocked. So, I'm gonna tell you a story about the sunglasses though. So there's a story behind the sunglasses. So Jesus fuck!
What the hell's the matter with you? You're probably into some fetish stuff, man. You probably got some sort of electrical.
I'm getting shocked because it's really dry down here. So the sunglasses is.
Listen, it's dry in my place. I never get shocked. You probably got some weird shit hooked up to yourself to get shocked.
So the
probably
sunglasses are blenders, and I talked to them before.
I have some blenders, actually. I like them.
Yeah, I talked to them about Lollapalooza, and so while we were working at Lollapalooza, they said, "Oh my God, yes, you can be a sponsor. We can do blah 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 blah, yada yada yada." So they started sending me a bunch of sunglasses. So they started sending me new sunglasses instead of repetitive sunglasses. So the new sunglasses they would send me, I would keep them. So 45 sunglasses later.
Well, that makes sense then. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Then you're not. Yeah,
and then there's some
okay.
that I buy. Don't get me wrong. There's some that I buy.
Sure.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but that makes that makes sense.
Yeah. But colognes, I've been collecting since. That's a thing that me and Danny have always had. Danny collects colognes too. There's some niche stuff that I buy that no one else has, and I just I don't know. I just like smelling good. I don't know.
I like you to smell good too. You have
something that you collect. Little baby's teeth.
You're the one that shoots them, not me.
This went sideways really quick.
What do I collect? I like cables and adapters, audio cables and adapters. I don't collect them. I just don't want to get rid of them because I always feel like I might need them. I like stuff. Yeah, I do. I like microphones. Gadgets. And I like cameras and I like DJ gear. That's my thing.
Where are you at with your cameras? Like, I mean, obviously you're not. You don't have like.
I just have one.
Cameras in your house.
I don't need. I don't like. You
where
probably.
Where are you at? Like, be honest. Like,
I have one camera. I wanted to get a Fuji X-T4, but I didn't. I held back.
Yeah, I almost dropped a dime on a Fuji.
I want an
but I almost dropped a dime on a Leica. But
those are nice. I like the Fuji medium format too. I like, but
see the Fuji medium format.
Really
Fuji
nice.
medium format is where you want to go. Like I'm at medium format right now, and I love it.
Really nice.
But you're also thinking digital format, medium format. You're looking at like 60 megapixels. You're looking at 45.
I was looking at the
megapixels.
GFX, which is GFX 50, which is 50, and then they have a GFX 100.
Yeah,
which is not even something I can afford. So
my 850 is 60 megapixels. This 750 right here, is 36. So
those are big files too.
You're looking at half of your space on your computer.
Yeah.
If you take 16 weddings in 1 year.
Oh
that's,
you got to start loading up on drives. Yeah, for sure.
I literally I have a whole NAS system in the back of my house where I have 65 terabytes already in my house. 65 terabytes. Who the fuck has 65 terabytes in their house?
You do.
I mean, I do. Yeah, but
yeah. You just answered your own question. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know. But you got to also remember, I've been shooting since like 1990,
Well, there you go.
97, 90, when it was my first. I don't have my first legacy camera here.
You've been shooting since cameras were invented.
Yeah, shut up. Since the
when they were using a candle for light.
What a dick. My wife is laughing. She must be listening to us. But yeah, I mean, I get the whole aspect of it. But for me, and I think you know where I'm going to be at. I think you're going to understand what I'm going to be saying right now. I think when you're such a techie dude, or you love information, or you love to learn stuff, actually, I think you are the best person to talk about this, because when you get engulfed, or when you get in it, when you immerse yourself in that field, you want to do everything. You want to learn everything. Remember when I was talking to you about the steps that you were in? Because every I'm not saying that you're a beginner photographer, but
I am.
You could tell
overall
when you're a beginner photographer, because you start doing literally the ladder of stuff that every photographer starts doing.
Yeah.
And you were at your slow shutter
I
phase.
still do. Honestly, that's my favorite. That just, for whatever reason.
You are a slow shutter photographer.
For whatever
that's
reason,
your niche. That's your niche. Yeah.
It's what I like. It sits well with me, and you always find your style and what you like best. And I've also you told me. I've also started stripping back on a lot of color. Do a lot of black and white now.
Dude, I think color is distracting. I'm telling you.
So I've gotten rid of a lot of color in my shots, or desaturated.
I am a black and white guy. I've always been a black and white guy.
Obviously.
Even though, what?
I said I like black and white, obviously. Like to see things in black and white.
But I mean, to me, everybody has their niche. Everybody has their thing. And you found it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You murder it when it comes to that.
Well, that's very nice.
I will not. I love slow shutter. I love doing it, but I don't have the patience for it. I am too meticulous, and I'm too OCD to do it. I would do too many steps to get to one picture.
Yeah. Because it is a process as far as getting the filter on and making making sure everything's It is a little more involved than just a point and click, but
there's ND filters that I have here in my house somewhere that I don't even need anymore, which I shouldn't have bought because I wanted to do slow shutter, because I want to do. There's a polarized lens somewhere around here that I fucking bought like 7 years ago. They cost me like $800, and I never use it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to use it all the time. Yeah. And then, boom, $800 down the drain.
But you find that thing. I mean, like anything with DJing or producing music, you find, you settle in and you find what suits you the best, and you kind of go with that,
Yeah. I'm more of a candid street photographer. I've gotten my niche off of that. I'm a very good wildlife photographer. I'm a very good if I had the chance to, I think I would have been a very and I'm giving myself props, and I shouldn't do that, but I think I would have been a great war photographer, because I am at the right place at the right time all the time. I don't know what it is, I don't know how it is, but I seem to always get the right picture at the right time, and
that's tricky.
It's very tricky.
I don't think people realize how difficult that is, because not only do you have to be in the right place at the right time, you have to be able to capture that with the settings on your camera. If your settings aren't right, you're not getting that moment back. So it's tricky to take. It's much harder than just pointing and clicking to get a good photograph.
A lot of people do that.
Can be difficult.
And I've been shooting professionally as a professional photographer. I've been shooting for a while. I cannot stand when people say, "Oh my God, your camera is such a nice camera. It must do all the work for you."
That's the worst thing you can say to somebody.
And
you
I'm
must
like,
have a good
go
camera.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
You hear that a lot.
Or this is even better, when you get a mom from like Naperville or somewhere, and they'll be like, "Oh my God," she's like, I think you're an amazing photographer, but I think I'll do a better job at editing. So you could just give me the pictures, and then I'll edit them myself.
Are you serious?
No, I've got that many times, my friend.
Oh.
Many times. Then
I'm not your
Jessica,
guy.
I don't
would
say
never
anything
hand
anymore.
somebody the files ever.
Jessica, my wife, she's the one that fucking lays it hard on these people. They're like, "Are you fucking out of your mind? You know why you're paying my husband $1,000 for a half an hour? I'll tell you the reason why you're paying $1,000 for my husband for a half an hour. The reason why is because he's got a fucking master's degree, because he has equipment to pay for, because he has, you know, cameras that he has to pay for. He has, you know, software that he has to pay for. He has time, and then he's got to pay my ass to deal with your dumb ass.
Dude, what you see a photographer, like when you see them out shooting, you see like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Underneath that, there is like you
people,
said, all that stuff you have to take into consideration: time, the equipment, the experience, all of these things that people just don't, you know. And that another thing is, you can't, like, composition is such a huge part of photography that cannot be taught. You can kind of teach it, but some people get it or they don't. Like, composition is so important, and and laying the shot out and making sure it's interesting. You can, you know, two different photographers can take the same shot with a different composition, and
I
one
want to
would
show
be
you
better
something
than the
really
other.
quick. I want to show you something. Hold on. So this is a shot that I took in Pilsen. I was driving home from my dad's house, and this was shot in Pilsen 2011 or 2012. And there was something about it that just caught my eye, and I had to drive around. So my wife drove around, and I said, "You have to drive around again because this is driving me nuts." And the OCD in my head just kept on like saying, you can't leave without taking this picture. You can't leave without taking this picture." So I drove back around, and I stopped, and then I came out, and I said to the lady, I go, "No se preocupe, pero le puedo tomar un retrato, por favor?" And she goes, "Go ahead." So I went back to the car, sat in the seat, and then they just kept on talking and moving, and then this is what I got.
Well, that's awesome.
So there's a lot that goes on there, but it's like you said, it's all about composition. So the composition on that, by the way, this is a colorful photograph.
That's right. Yeah, you're not seeing color. Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes with this. So there is a United States Post Office mailbox, a chair, the mom, the child, and then the circle of sun with the lady behind it. That's just something that you just can't miss. People are like, "Why the fuck did you love that?" I'm like, there's so much going on there. There's so much going on there. So much.
But even if somebody else doesn't see it, you see it as the, you know, in your mind and in your vision, you see certain things that, you know, I've done that, pulled over or whatever. Like, you see something that to you is a big deal, and to somebody else, you're like, oh, that, you know, they might not see the meaning behind it or whatever. But it's open for interpretation, which is the great thing about photography, you know.
That's what you do too. You do it very well. You take interpretation to another level, because you're not just getting down on the ground. You're literally on the ground, sitting there waiting for that shutter just to shut down, and then that's it. You're ready.
DJ Troll is out of the. He's leaving the Twitch chat. See ya, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
Later, brother. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, I mean, but even for you, man, like, there is, with not just with that, but there's a huge amount of patience with either lighting being right, blue hour, golden hour, whatever. It's not, you know, you're not going to shoot straight into the sun, you know, doing a landscape.
Although there might be some
I'm sure some people do, but
you got a good
there's a lot that goes into it.
You got a good polarized filter, you can do it.
I haven't. I mean, I still choose not to, because
I have an ND filter
I have a 10 stop and a, you know, a 6, which I could stack.
Yeah,
but
that's what I have. Yeah, yeah.
I don't like doing that, because then you have, like, it still just doesn't look right, man. Like,
yeah, you can also do
you
that
can
in
do stuff
post,
in post. Too. Yeah, there's some stuff you can do in post, but
yeah.
So
I mean, as a photographer that's been doing it for such a long time, I know that my talent is there. So I don't have to justify myself to other people. So that's why I'm at the point where if they hire me, they hire me. If they don't, they don't.
I'm the same way. I don't bend or flex. You either like what I do or you don't. That's it. If you don't like me, that's cool.
And I send them to the website. If you want to go check out my stuff, check out my portrait stuff, check out my fine art stuff, check out my production stuff, check out my e-commerce stuff, check out my, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. I mean, if they like it, they like it. I do things the way I was taught and the way I fell in love with photography. You should always stick to that.
Yep, you do you, always.
Yep.
So, Ben, thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.
Thank you so much, man.
Oh
Really
my
been a
goodness,
pleasure
man,
talking
this
to
has
you.
been a blast. I cannot wait to have you on our channel too, man. I really do
I'll
appreciate it.
behave myself.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this because I don't need to say this to you because I say this to you every single time you stay at my house, every single time you come, every single time you come and hang out with me and Jessica. I love you, dude.
Oh, I
I
love
really
you
do
too,
love you.
man.
You know
Everybody,
that,
yeah,
and
like family.
this is something that you and I have always said to each other because we do love each other, we do care about each other, and I thank God that you are in my world. I thank God that
Likewise,
you are in
man.
my realm, and I thank God. I hope that we never ever stop being friends and we never stop seeing each other, man.
Well, and that's what,
Honestly,
the point about where drum and bass can lead you to music. Yeah, it initially connects people, but, it has led me to so many great experiences, so many great people that have been, friends for life, memories for life, man. And
I I
so
see
grateful.
I see so much, man, that like I've always loved you. I think, and this is gonna be hands down, and I'm gonna say this. If you would have asked me this, what who who do you think is one of the best producers around that you know? And I would have said hands down you, man,
Oh,
without a
man, I
doubt.
appreciate that.
And I've said that to you many times, and I've said that because I will listen to your tunes and I will literally like literally hands down just fucking sit there with headphones on and pick at every single thing that you did and how you did it. And I'm like, this guy's fucking nuts.
Well, I
This guy's
appreciate
just
it,
a
man.
genius. This guy's a genius.
I
You are a
really do
genius, man.
appreciate that, man. If anybody gets enjoyment out of, and you get to a point where you just, like you said, you get to a point in your life where you just do you. You're not worried about what anybody has to say about it, opinions. Obviously, I'm glad if people like it, but if they don't, they don't, and you
Yeah.
learn to just
Move
kind of do
on.
your thing. And
Move on.
if people, like, so I'm always glad when people, if somebody can get some enjoyment out of it, it's always a
I
bonus,
do. I do
So
get
I
enjoyment,
appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you so much. So I'm gonna say
Thank
this
you for
before
that.
we hang up, but I really need to talk to you and then maybe get a photo shoot going, man. We can go by where you're at, or
I
you can
would
come over
love
here.
to make a trip out to Chicago.
Yeah,
We could go on a little tour.
photo walk.
We should, for real.
Yeah, I'm being serious. I
Yeah.
have other photographer friends that are super nerdier than us.
Oh, perfect. I
No,
love it.
I'm being serious.
No,
Like
I'm
these
into
guys
it.
are super nerdier.
I
Ooh,
love
and one of them
nerds,
has a
man.
Fuji.
I mean,
Ooh, actually,
yeah,
actually,
me.
no. Matt has the Fuji. The other one has the Leica. So maybe we can
Yeah, that'd
we
be
can
cool,
do
man.
a mirrorless thing.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
Thank you so
We
much, brother,
should.
man. I do appreciate it, man.
So,
Thank you.
where can people find? So, real quick, what's going on with the proper Twitch channel? Do you have is there a set schedule?
There is a set schedule. You can actually go to our Discord. Megs, are you there, Megs? Hopefully you're there, babe.
Yeah, if she's
Oh my
there,
God.
maybe she can put a link in the
Can you
chat,
give them
maybe.
the Discord? I don't know where my Discord is at. Hold on. Let me find my Discord. Damn it. Where is my Discord? Where is my Discord? Where is my Discord? Hold on. Let me get my Discord really quick. Hold on. I should have probably had that handy, shouldn't
Well,
I?
also, when is the up? Because you're also
The
doing an
next
up
one,
close and personal, which is something like this, but you're talking to a group of people.
yeah, up close and proper. The next up close and proper is May 21st.
May 21st.
And
Okay.
that's gonna have Bass by the Pound, the Legacy DJs, Bass by the Pound, Phil McFarlane, which is DJ Glide, and
Mhm.
then I think Carbide, which is
Jim Zimmer.
Jim Zimmer. Yes,
Mhm.
Jim Zimmer. Let me get this. Let me get my. Hold on. Share. What do I share? Shit. Fuck me.
So, okay, well, what is the proper? Is it what is the Twitch channel? Is it just proper Chicago?
Yeah, proper Chicago DMV. Hold on, I'm gonna put that up right now. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Sorry. I should have had that.
It's okay.
Loaded, man. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right.
So if you guys want to
You
come
can't
in,
help it.
there's a Discord right there,
Cool.
and then proper Chicago is right here. And you could see a list of stuff that's actually coming up in the next couple of days.
Also, I want to thank everybody who has tuned in. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Hopefully, you got some entertainment.
Oh shit! Actually, Sorry, that's not the wrong. That's the wrong Discord. Just find us on Discord.
Well, as long
Papa
as
Chicago
yeah,
DNB.
but the Twitch channel's up. He put a link to the Twitch channel.
Uh, wait. Oh, actually, it's right here. Duh. I found it. Hold on. Just give me 1 second.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, Josh is another guy that spent a lot of time with in Chicago. Red Dog, and yeah, well, he worked at Hip House.
Oh, Josh.
Josh, you know Josh.
Dude, that's Josh. There it is.
Josh.
Yeah.
He's got some.
So
we got some stories with him.
Disregard that first link of Discord. It's the second one. All right, guys. Josh Mosley, man, that's
Josh
my boy.
Mosley, man.
Another
one who was around, and then another one who was around through a lot of the crazy times. They had a lot of crazy stuff with him too.
Yeah, we all have stories of Josh.
A lot of crazy stuff with him too.
But yeah, so then Up Close and Proper is going to be May 21st on a Friday, and then that same night we have Juice Drum and Bass. They're taking over Proper, so those are the guys from Portland.
Okay,
and then, and then we have our weekly shows, which is Play Wednesdays and then Push Fridays, and then our shows in between, which is like Saturdays and Sundays.
Nice.
And then cool. we have Lights Out, which he has his Bass Without Borders on Mondays now instead of Thursdays.
Okay.
So
good stuff,
he has
man.
Someone, yeah, he's got a bunch of guys coming in, but yeah, man, it's been a pleasure, brother. I
Likewise.
can't wait to talk to you again.
Likewise. And Josh Land, appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. He's a fellow photographer nerd from Cleveland. He's tuned in the whole time.
Let's do. I should just go to Cleveland. Fuck it.
Or you come here.
Yeah, I'll do that. My wife and I would love to do a weekend out there.
Well, come here. It's close, man. Like you can make it in 4.5 hours driving.
Dude, that's nothing.
It's fast.
I'm literally driving to North Carolina to shoot NASCAR on the 26th.
Geez. Nice.
Yeah. That's the kind of gigs I get now.
Yeah, that's all good.
So I'm going to be super happy in about 10. It's
Thanks,
right after
Kurt.
my birthday, too.
Thanks,
So
Kurt. Love you too, man. So
right,
thanks again, Ben. I really appreciate it, man. Again, met so many great people, Ben being one of them. I've known Ben since late 90s.
Late 90s,
and we've
early 2000s,
stayed
yeah.
in touch. And so many people through all the years have just been, again, you connect musically. You get to know them more, and it becomes so much more of that. And just some amazing people. Most of them with just great stories, good to talk to. So wanted to give them an opportunity to have a platform to say some things, So, well, thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, brother, man. I'll talk to you soon.
So thanks
brother.
again, everybody. Have a great night, and tune into Proper.